I'm tired of watching more Minecraft. Let's watch some Warhammer stuff. Oh, every faction explained. I'm curious what this is it Bricky has to say about it.
You will not be getting my legs today, as I will be replacing them with various things depending on which faction we are currently talking about to add a little bit more context and possible comedy to whatever the hell I am currently doing. So, hello everybody, my name is Bricky, and this is going to be a long video and a large project that has been going on for quite some time. This is... I need two hands for this.
Orks
this is every single Warhammer 40k race in kind of a nutshell, explained, a little bit of explanation, a little bit of lore, a little bit of talking about the tabletop, mostly lore, what they're all about, and also a little bit of background for those of you who just have no clue what Warhammer 40,000 is. Now you see, Warhammer and Warhammer 40,000 is a universe people hear plenty of, but don't know a whole lot about. They see, oh, there's these dudes in big power armor with chainsaw swords, and they got these big old green orcs, and there's some bugs over there, and everyone calls these guys weebs, and then there's these spiky bitches over here. I don't get it. I don't understand. Where do I start? Well, this video is particularly for you, or for those of you who have a little bit of knowledge, but you're kind of curious about each of the different races and factions in Warhammer. So overall, the Warhammer universe is vast when it comes to lore and background, and each different faction is so different with the things that they believe in, and some are human, some are transhuman, like where they all have all these crazy ass electronics on them. You've got aliens, you've got chaos factions. I'm watching every Warhammer army. I decided to embark on this project to tell you what each and every single one of them is about, and what the Warhammer universe is about as well. To give at least a little bit of an intro to this.
Did he used to play like Minecraft or some shit?
Yeah, I think he was a Minecraft streamer.
World that I and many others partake in. So I will be explaining every single faction in the Warhammer 40k universe.
Earlier
at
it was
least
on like
all the factions you can play as, and some smaller factions here and there.
The body, it was like proportionate, but you couldn't even hide that head under cover.
Much, and I'm not going to go too mega deep into the lore. I'm going to give you a pretty solid overview of each of the different factions.
Yeah, go ahead,
and have you learn a little bit about them, and we'll discuss a little bit of the tabletop as well, in case you're curious about that. But for this episode entirely, we are discussing the Imperium.
Imperium of Man, I'm leaving. Hold
up. We don't know what kind of Imperium of Man, you know?
What is Warhammer?
Man, it's like, that's like the boringest part of the game, isn't it?
Starts off in the year 40,000, the 41st millennium. That's where it takes place, is in the year 40,000, 41,000 AD.
Why is the ship his penis?
You're already more knowledgeable.
Dude, he's like doing this
first of many
he's like, I don't have legs.
In this video. It is the 41st millennium.
Fucking Garrett. I'm gonna just get him through in this call.
Yeah. Bring him in.
Where is it? Yo.
So, Atesh, the question that we were asking the other day about Old World was Furious Charge is when you make a charge more than 3 inches, get +1 attack to your modifiers.
Oh, shit, I didn't know that. So, it's really hard finding, like, the correct ruling on Old World because, honestly, like, you, me, sometimes, and, like, the 4 other people in the RTS community really just play it, but...
we're up to 6 now that Grand Cathay is revealed.
Yeah, we almost have enough for a small RTT, yeah?
Dude,
why don't y'all just play Age of Sigmar like a bunch of other degens?
Yeah, well, we will. I mean, I got a whole Sigmar army back there, but right now my Pokemon is covering it. Demeki just called. He's over there, and we're actually watching this video. A guy named Bricky, every single Warhammer army.
Let me click on the stream real quick.
Part 1, yeah, you should.
This guy looks shady, guys.
Yeah, it's weird because like.
Can you see like actual screen? Because there's like he's kind of blocking all of it, right?
Yeah, you can't really tell the intention of like what he's trying to show us. Like, and if I could actually just move you guys over him, and so then it would be like,
you should have chroma keyed that forehead, so at least then like you could actually read what was going on.
Yeah, poor guy. Here, I'm putting you back in your rightful place next to me. So yeah, we can keep watching. This video was like 5 years ago. Who knows?
Does this help out? Does that video help out?
That's him. Yeah, that's him.
Oh,
Yeah. Oh.
All right, let's see what he has to say about what is he on? What is Warhammer? Let's find out what Warhammer is.
The Emperor has sat immobile on the golden throne of Earth. He is the master of mankind by the will of the gods and master of a million worlds by the might of his
Are we sure he knows what he's talking about? He has to read it off a paper.
Yeah, if you gotta, I mean, first of all, I can't even read. I tell you
from the dark age
that
of
reading.
Technology.
Well, I mean,
he is the carrion lord of the Imperium.
Well, I mean, like, if you took a speech class, right, aren't you supposed to use, like, index cards?
So that he may
that's a full-ass 8x11.
To be a man
he didn't take
is to be amongst untold billions. It is to live
the cards are only just reference points to keep your thoughts concise, not just reading directly off the paper.
Forget the power of technology and science, for so much has been forgotten. Never to
really
be
remembered.
Forget the promise of progress and understanding, for in the grim, dark future, there is only war. There is no peace amongst the stars, only an eternity of carnage and slaughter.
Oh, really?
Laughter.
Dang, you even got his merch too?
Yeah, dude, I've been watching him for 5 minutes and I'm his biggest fan.
And it blows fucking hard. Warhammer is
that from Space
the
Nuts?
most dark and depressing universes ever in fiction.
Okay.
Or at least like top 3. Everything is so absurdly horrible, destructive, or overpowered that it all kind of ends up canceling itself out. It's like Dota. War rages across.
Was that a Russian flag or was that France?
Oh, hold up. Yo, Paul, are we? Hey, bro.
We gotta get to the bottom of this.
And depressing universes ever in fiction, or at least like top. Everything is so absurdly horrible,
no,
destructive, or overpowered.
It's on its way.
That it all kind of ends up canceling itself out. It's like.
Yikes!
What is that? What flag is that? I'm Googling it. Googling it.
Google it, Demek.
Let me see. Russia flag.
Get his ass.
It's the Russian flag. It's the Russian flag. No bullshit.
All right. Well, hey, okay, Ricky. Hey. Different time 5 years ago. Different time 5 years ago. This was a time before Tesh, so this is a different time. He didn't have the social awakening yet.
That's how he got all his money, right?
It's got to be.
I'm trying to understand the context between Russia and Dota, but
neither do I. Is it big in Russia?
It's huge in Russia, like massive in Russia.
Oh, is it?
What?
It's huge in Russia.
Hey Siri, biggest game in Russia.
It's like that in Counter-Strike.
I don't have Siri. Russia.
Just say okay, Google.
Biggest game.
World of Tanks.
I thought it would be like
they could get all the secrets.
Atomic Hearts, PUBG, Escape from Tarkov, Last Day on Earth, and Tetris. Come on,
those all make sense, especially Escape from Tarkov.
None of those are Dota.
Maybe 5 years ago it was Dota. Maybe.
It's got to be five. If we look at it in 5 years from now, or in the past, it probably makes sense.
Yeah,
because like in this video, he's even like, oh, there's we're gonna go over every army. I bet Votan didn't even exist at this point. But he doesn't even look at the donut smile he's got going on though. All right. Anyways, let's keep watching.
And you should zoom that in. Go back to the picture with his mouth open and crop that.
It's gonna take forever. All right, we're gonna try.
Destructive or overpowered that it all kind of ends up canceling itself out. It's like Dota.
Fuck, it's gone.
It's into the warp. It's into the warp. We go.
Sacrificing 1,000 souls a day to a rotting carcass of a man who you believe to be your god. Demonic gods, demons tear open the fabric of reality on a whim. Other Xenos.
What happens if he can do both? Can he do both? He can do both. He's a god, right? He can do both.
He's AI.
So he's a they them. He can do both.
Bloodbath amongst everybody. Planets are deemed unrecoverable and are completely destroyed on a whim.
Bet he doesn't even know what it's called. Bet he doesn't even know what it's called.
That's like the charm.
How did we get to the Emperor?
See, everything in Warhammer is evil.
Exterminatus.
Being evil is kind of fun. Like humanity, in its own right, is a xenophobic,
you know what video we should watch right now is the video of the VR room where somebody calls an Exterminatus. And they're in the VR.
Whoever was editing this, though, like, I get the joke with the legs and stuff, but can we get, like, some better legs? Like, some nice legs? Like, give them some, like, you know, like, like a Christmas story type legs, like the leg lamp. Yeah, let's get the leg lamp.
Yeah. I can't stand this anymore. Well, I'm going to just quickly, I got to fix your guys' your frame.
Warframe?
Yeah, your Warframe. Shout out Warframe. I'm gonna go ahead and just keep this playing while I fix this. It's
just as much as they kill all of their enemies, and they're like mid to high tier evil
seem
on
like
the
they're
evil
a little bit
scale
screaming
of
out,
Warhammer.
don't they?
Nobody is good. No matter who you are, everyone is at some
5 years ago,
flavor, some color of evil. Whoever you pick, you are going to be the bad guy. But that's the fun of it. Because being the bad guy is badass.
That's
Villains
not
cool.
true.
They look cool.
There's some good guys in the universe.
Villains are cool, man. And
he's not going to get to him in this video, though.
Everyone is pretty cool. That's what makes this so charming, is that everyone can be the bad guy.
Garrett,
so let's start off talking about the main bad guy, quote unquote, the Imperium of Man.
I'm like trying to like.
Okay, he's talking about.
The Imperium of Man is the main empire of the human race. All
Space Marines
flag called the Imperium. About 2,000 years ago, as a man, he was the emperor, the emperor of mankind, a 10-foot-tall psychic demigod who led humanity across the stars to colonize tons and tons of worlds, create superhuman soldiers, and really bring humanity into a new age. This man, the Emperor of Mankind, was a psyker. And a psyker is like a magician of sorts.
Hold on, catch me up on Pokemon. So, like, what is this? Is the new? Is that that new?
Kind of like
no one cares about
the Imperium, but sort of like a purgatory dimension of hell. And a psyker is someone who
wait, is that fucking the bear from League of Legends? Isn't that Annie's bear?
No, dude. This is from Pokemon. It's
dog. That's fucking League of Legends.
No, that's Tibbers.
That's not Tibbers. Guys, it's not Tibbers. There's a different Brahim.
all right, Tibbers.
So, let's see what we got. All right. Oh shit. Oh, all the cards just exploded everywhere. All right. So we got Growlithe.
Yeah.
We got the Monferno.
Wait, why do we gotta look at them upside down?
Because I flipped them. They're upside down for me too.
Oh.
So we got Cropfish, Slurpiff, Milotic.
Slurpiss?
Yeah. He's talking about the Horus Heresy. That's unimportant. Purin, Volbeat, Iron, Bobble, and Arcanine. Oh, that's a dope Arcanine. Check that out. Yeah. All right. Cool. And then Poliwag, and there's my energy. Oh, and then boys at home, there's your code card. Use it for the app. Okay.
Oh yeah, you can play online with it.
You can play online. Yeah. And so then, we got. Is he still going on? Yeah. He's talking about Horus Heresy.
Yeah, dude, it's the Horus Heresy. That's going to take up the entirety of the episode.
Horus Heresy. It's simply explained this way. One guy thought he was way too good, and he wanted to square up with his brother that could see the future. And he killed him, and they're a little upset. That's literally what he's talking about right now. There's Horus, there's the Emperor. Anyways, back to these Pokemon polls. So we got an Emolga, a Nosepass, a Jinx, a Flowette, Paranagon, Diplin, a Cramorant, a Reverse Hollow Lucian, a Reverse Hollow Growlithe. Ooh! Macaro EX, baby! Oh, all right. And then we got our energy, and then there's your code card. All right. Let's do another pack. Yeah.
Speaking of this, I mean, are you selling these cards by any chance, sir?
No, sir. I am not selling these cards.
You're keeping these. I'm keeping
these cards. Yes, I'm keeping these ones.
But if you were,
but if I was, you'd go to TCG Player Burning Bazaar, of course.
Okay.
Flowette, Sunkern, Diplin, another Cramrant, a Kiran, a Whirlipede reverse foil, a Poliwag, and then a Fresdipity, basic energy, and then there's the code card boys. All right, what else we got? We got a couple more packs from Twilight Masquerade. You know, behind me.
I think I got some old packs still in the garage too of Sun and Moon.
Dude, you should give those to me, dude. You should give me those.
No, I'm gonna give them to my kids.
Give them to your kids. Give them to your kids. That's what you should do. Or you can give them to me. Applin, Kieran. What do we get? Sunflora. We got Boomerang Energy. Lamazade. Oh, a Skarmory reverse foil and a Tingaloo. Okay, and then some basic energy. There's your code card.
I love you.
Love you too.
Love you too. And then, is he
55 burgers, 55 fries, 55 tacos, 55 pies, 55 Coke, 100 tater tots, 100.
Why you do that, dude? It's so loud. All right, we got Abra. We got a Skarmory
so your
again.
Focus?
I'm locked in. Finzen, Sunflora.
Okay, fair enough.
I think he actually got done with the Horus Heresy already.
Oh shit!
No, he's still
on it. He's still on it.
He's in between Horus Heresy and 40k now.
So we got Grookey. Oh, a Poliwrath reversal. And Shalandur. Man, I feel like Pokemon designs have just gotten more interesting over the years. There's your code card. All right, last pack. I believe what the kids say is last pack magic. All right, a Chimchar, a Pinsar, a Snorunt, a Fione, a Rhyfort, a Palafin, a Chuyu, a Mightyena, a Snorunt reverse holo. Ooh, and a full art Luxray EX.
Pack
baby
magic.
Last pack magic. Oh shit. Okay, he's done with the General Imperium. Let's get to Imperial Guard.
Oh, okay.
Force of the Imperium, and in a world of horrifying creatures,
he does, doesn't he? This is like his least favorite army in the whole game.
Themselves breaking through the fabric
I think he
of time
said, like,
to kill you. The
in
Imperial
the future,
Guard
why would I want to play normal people?
Billions of regular men and women wearing modern day like flak armor with a laser rifle.
This is not modern day.
My man doesn't know modern
day. Hit him in the plasma lasers and an extremely fast
It's funny,
fire
he
rate.
says modern day, and then there was the Russian flag, and then now I'm thinking of Modern Warfare.
Giant holes in concrete.
Russian.
It is overall an extremely devastating weapon in modern
all
day.
5 years ago.
The title of this video 5 years ago.
One of the weakest in the 40k universe. Yeah, a laser rifle that never jams, it could blow off limbs, one of the weakest weapons. That's the world we're in right now. But who cares?
In all fairness,
what the hell is a laser rifle anyways? Like what's in the cartridges?
Of these
what's in the cartridges though? Because they all have magazines.
Armored tanks,
like what's in there?
10,000 artillery batteries.
What is in there?
The Imperial Guard wins through sheer numbers and firepower. They kind of
I would rather have a shotgun.
World War I, World War II style aesthetic with legions of guardsmen.
Dude, okay, so I love. Okay, so you know what had the best like magazine kind of thing was Mass Effect.
A normal Imperial Guard battle,
like because you put the magazine in and it's like I don't know, it's like a clip and it like takes chunks out of like the steel or something like that, and it was like a really cool concept.
Underneath the enemy's feet.
Bricky
as this barrage continues, hundreds of thousands of guardsmen.
No way.
Yeah, his least favorite game of all time.
Of guardsmen.
Wow.
I remember
firing and charging at everything possible while the planet rumbles as tanks roll up behind them. Gunships block out the sun and tanks block out the dirt with the steps and hoof prints of millions of guardsmen. It is through numbers and sheer sundering firepower. They are the first and last line of defense for the Imperium and make up a
sundering firepower.
Tons of different kinds of
He's sitting there.
fighters.
Dude just reps sundering firepower
than almost any firepower you ever get into.
Did you picture him just looking in the mirror saying that?
Looking giant knife ram Rambo Predator-looking sons of bitches.
You think he has like a thesaurus
near as scary
like next
as
to
a
him?
simple knight?
He's just like, what's a good word for this?
You have the Valhallan Winter
What's the
Soldiers
word I'm looking for? Sundering.
The Mordian Iron Guard, who are more interested in making their shoes shine than actually fighting a battle. And then, of course, the big one, the Cadians.
I don't know, can you?
Cadia. The biggest export of guns in the entirety of the Imperium. You will fire your first gun at 5. You will disassemble and reassemble it at 10. You will have pounding artillery drills day in and day out at 15. And you'll fight your first Swarm Lord at 16. And if you mention Cadia, you will burst into an unrelenting amount of tears and sadness like I do daily. To quote, I have at my command an entire battle group of the Imperial Guard, 50 regiments including specialized drop troops, stealthers, mechanized formations, armored companies, combat engineers, and mobile artillery. Over 500,000 fighting men and 30,000 tanks and artillery pieces are mine to command. I would show mercy to the fool that stands against me, for I shall not.
I just noticed this is like straight up like a recording of like a Word doc with like
the ones I enjoy playing the most, and the one I enjoy in the lore sense a lot. There's something about just a regular man.
It had stuff like it had the squiggly lines for like grammatical, but not like misspelling, but like grammatical stuff, and then it had.
How could you do it, man, like this, Becky?
Dude, what a fucking... Dude, sorry. You have an eye, bro.
Sorry, bro.
The eye of Horus.
10 million views, by the way. Can't get rid of the squigglies. Imagine.
Oh, my God.
Dude, you can't keep getting away with this.
Do you...
All right. We should let him.
All right. Let him cook.
Let him speak.
The Imperial Guard are my personal favorite faction in 40k. They're the army I collect the most, the ones I enjoy playing the most, and the one I enjoy.
I gotta fact check this. No, this is not true, dude. Okay, look, story time. CTC last month, I went with my team, a team that borrowed me, not $1 Billion Clown Farm. Shout out, they're the GOAT. I love that drawing. But I was with Hammer Titans. Which is Adrian from Tabletop Tactics, and then like some folks from other teams, SoCal locals, and Shane from Tabletop Titans, and we were playing against $1 Billion Clown Farm, and they were down a player, and so Bricky was on his way there to deliver guard to the Titans, and then the problem was like I was like, yo, Bricky, our opponents, they're down a player. Can you play with your guard that you're bringing? And he's like, I don't have 2,000 points of guard. Collect the most stuff? Bro, this guy's a faker fan than Henry Cavill, dude. I'm just saying. I'm saying. Most I have. Yeah, dude, imagine. All right, anyways. Let's let him speak for himself at this point.
I bet he plays more Balatro than he does Warhammer.
Dude, I bet you he's playing Balatro right now.
Balatro.
Just a regular man with a laser rifle being told to charge the horrors of this universe and willingly doing so for his god emperor. It's just poetic. They actually represent the main Imperial Guard tactics pretty well. Large amounts of artillery that doesn't require a line of sight, lots of tanks, tons of infantry, drop troops, and gunships. Overall, they're pretty similar to how they sound, though a little bit expensive to collect, unfortunately. And they don't hit a lot. They have a bit of a bad aim, but you don't really care.
Was not tabletop ready.
Well, however, obviously, yeah, right. Obviously, it was painted, so it's not his army.
We can
Got fired.
Got deep.
Guys, Space Marines, let's take it for a vote.
Space Marines are Pokemon cards, or are we super soldiers and superhumans? They're given extra organs.
I'd say more Pokemon cards.
More Pokemon cards.
Their bones are stronger. They're taller than the average.
Yep. All right. And all right, we're back at it again with another box of Twilight Masquerade.
I mean, like, how long is the Space Marine section? Like, honestly, how much could you talk about? They're all the same dude with different colors.
Dude, it's a big section. It's a big section. We'll tune in for Blood Angels and that's it. All right. So we got Twilight Masquerade.
If you do Blood Angels, you gotta do my Dark Angels.
Bro, you gotta do my Black Templars.
I think Dark Angels are literally their own. Yeah, they're their own section, dude.
Oh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
All right. So anyways, back to Twilight Masquerade Pokemon opening. All right. Yeah, he's going over the Legions. Guys, the TLDR on Space Marine Legions is there's the blue ones that get model support. And then there's the other chapter, compliant, codex compliant ones that don't get model support. And then there's Blood Angels who fuck. And then Dark Angels who fuck. All right, we got an Angron. All right, we're a Cook, just like my man's doing right now in this stream or, video. A reverse foil Heracross. Nice. A Vulpix. And a Heatran. Ooh, that's a cool art on the Heatran. All right, basic energy. There's a code for the boys.
What's the chase card in this set?
Honestly,
what is everybody chasing?
I have no clue.
It's probably an EX, right?
No, yeah, maybe. It's definitely like an art rare.
It's an art, yeah. What's the name of the set right now?
Well, this one is Twilight Masquerade. The newest one is Journey Together. All right, reverse foil. All right, Frogadier. Okay, Friendsdipity again. Yeah, he's on Salamanders now, dude. We got like half a year.
So the chase card currently is Greninja, and it's worth $300.
Wait, Twilight Masquerade has the Greninja in it?
Yeah, it's worth $300.
Shit, dude, I've got so much Twilight Masquerade. All right, actually, we're gonna just crack until we get to Greninja, I guess. That's what we're gonna do.
And then
what the? Okay, I keep looking. Oh, all right, we got a Hyper Aroma. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So the next big thing is a Eevee.
Okay.
At 74 ungraded and 255 at PSA 10. Oh, if you get Greninja PSA 10, it's $772.
Yeah, that makes sense. One of my friends was selling one. I didn't know that it was from this set.
But it's, by the way, it's a Greninja 214.
Okay, yeah.
Is the number for it.
All right, we got Jamming Tower, Glaceon, Rillaboom, Lamparant.
Here we go. Okay.
Dorky. No, it wouldn't be that one. It would be one of the.
Oh, you got that clear. I like that.
Yeah, you gotta let the people get the codes. Goldeen, Sandy Gas, Dreepy, dude. I love Dreepy. Feebas, Jamming Tower, another Glaceon, Dripplin, Puchiana, Goldeen, Infernape. Oh, damn, Infernape is sick. Okay, this set's actually like pretty cool. All right, last pack. Last time it did it. It did us right. He's talking. So what's fucked up is he's out here talking about like Dark Angels as their own section, but doesn't do Blood Angels justice. Apelin, Philibee, Litwick, Dripplin, Kilowattrel, Sandslash, Leafeon, Enoras, Zapdos. All right, that was awful. All right, let's see what he has to say now.
Those are the main ones right here. Here, quote from the Emperor himself. They shall be my finest.
How does he know? Was he there when he made them?
Men who give of themselves to me. Like clay, I shall mold them, and in the furnace of war, I shall forge them.
Hey, do you guys
want to be of iron will and steely sinew. In great armor, I shall clad them, and with the mightiest weapons shall they be armed. They will be untouched by plague.
So that what's that new army that they showed off at Adeptus?
Grand Cathay is fucking legit, dude. It looks so good.
They are my bulwark against the terror. They are my defenders.
Dude, they're gonna look so.
They are my space.
Yeah.
So here, let me just pull up the Warhammer community article.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, dude.
They do look cool. They got dragons and shit.
Dude, their dragon looks so sick.
Dude, I mean, just look at these models.
I mean, dude, that's like, the best representation of South Korea in a tabletop game that I've ever seen.
They look so dope. And then there's cannons.
Dude, I just love the flavor of the ogre right there with them. Looks so sick. They got the little ogre guy. Did you see like the old guy up there smoking in the cannon while holding the fucking explosive?
Oh my!
Yeah, right, dude. Yeah.
Totally there for you.
Dude, it's so sick, dude. The flavor of these are so cool. Dude, the lantern. Oh,
Yeah,
dude, look at how happy
it's so great.
Dude, look how happy he is.
This guy,
dude,
that guy looks
she's
like
also
my
so
uncle.
happy.
Afraid of technology.
And then I love these dudes. The Sentinels.
Terracotta
Sentinels.
Sentinels.
Phenomenal.
So sick, dude.
It almost got me, dude. I almost got in.
These people are
right.
That would be the army that I would pick if I went into Old World.
Yeah, for sure.
So hey guys, just saying, we could bump up these numbers from 6 to 7 to Mechanicus. Just saying.
Power, but they don't pray to him.
There's some sexy legs for you. They're like the T-Sun robots.
And the Omnissiah is this kind of machine god. They
What is he even talking about right now? What is
AdMech?
this?
He's talking about AdMech.
And if you think, well,
Oh my
wait a minute,
gosh.
they believe
Here,
in
let me
a
turn him up
different
a
god
bit.
as well. That sounds like super heresy. Well, yes-ish, but
Dude.
they also make all your
Speaking of
guns,
something sadder than
and they
Cadia
make
is
all your
AdMech's
tanks,
rules for the beginning of 10th edition.
and they make everything that
You mean
have,
AdMech's rules today?
So you
Yeah.
really
You
tell
mean
them
the entirety of AdMech? What's going on?
Dude, for real.
gonna win
Dude,
nothing
for
if you don't
real.
got stuff.
Dude, if I did AdMech, I would
See,
so
their
collect their 30K
Omnissiah
stuff
At
and
least makes
just
sense from
use
their
those. They're so
standpoint.
cool.
There is
Yeah, the 30K stuff's
the
way
30K
better.
stuff's
Through
phenomenal.
all
Let's go look at that real
machines.
quick.
Your Honda Civic, your
here,
standard.
Let's just 30K AdMech. Yeah, dude. These guys.
He has a Honda Civic and a bolt gun.
Dude, just look. No, that's lame. Yeah, dude. Look at that. 30K
Sick.
AdMech
That's hot.
goes fucking crazy. Now, like, just imagine, like, this is what's here. Right? Like this is what my man want, dude. This is what the people want with AdMech.
Dude. Yeah, give the people what they want.
Give them what they want, dude.
Dune Strider.
Did he say
Walker,
gum?
Your giant.
Look at this.
Bolt gum?
Look at this. Look at this dumbass robot. Look at this dumbass robot. And then look at these robots, dude. These robots go crazy. These robots are sick, dude. Look at this guy. Fuck, dude. Bricky over here looking at him like a snack.
Bro, he's drooling right now.
Dude, I am too. Like, I would play
your huge ships.
30K
The
AdMech.
Omnissiah is present through all, and the only reason your
Don't we
stuff
play 30K?
works
I used to
No.
play
is the
30K.
machine's spirit
No.
in it says it works.
I'm not-
if you want your
I'm not
gun
doing
to
it.
work, your tank to run, you must pray to it. And I mean full stop. You need to start chanting in high
think- do the
Gothic.
AdMech
You need
pray?
to burn incense.
They pray to the Omnissiah, don't they?
And pray.
So
Isn't that different, dude?
You need to rub
Well,
oil on
no,
your
it's
robes,
never.
and you need to go.
Essentially though, like what's very interesting is if you read like older books, like in like 2000s to like early 2010s, like there's legitimate a spirit in all the machines,
Yeah.
and then they
There's
kind of
that
gone
because
away
they're
from it a little bit.
There's like
Yeah,
that narrator
like-
that
if you look
eats
at
people.
them, I don't know how that works.
Dude, like in the Night Lord books, like they communicate with like the ship, and like in some of the Horus Heresy books, they communicate with like
whatever,
like
Belisarius
the
Call.
machines
Look at
and
this,
stuff
look
like
at
that.
this, dude. Look at
I think it
this.
was always like a very cool thing, and I'm kind of sad that they
This
went
is the
away
group
from it a
we're
little
talking
bit. I thought it was
These
kind
are
of
these
an interesting
weirdos.
concept.
Here, the Omnissiah Creed.
Yeah, here,
the
we should
the
like-
credo, Omnissiah. There is no truth
Dude,
in
more text.
flesh, only
I
betrayal.
wonder if
Probably
there's
caught-
going to be a.
The only reason there's no squiggly lines is because he copy pasted this.
Yeah, this one he ran through ChatGPT around 5 years ago.
I think it
I think
was.
so. Yeah,
Yeah,
it was.
it's gotta-
Yeah, it
yeah.
was.
All right.
Oh my god, you know what we should do right now when we get
There
through
is
like a
no
boring section
constancy in
is we
flesh.
should do the AI like
is no
Dungeons and Dragons
certainty in
thing where we like choose our own adventure and it like
flesh
spits out
is
stuff.
weakness.
When he
You know
gets
what I'm
to the
talking
boring
about?
section, you mean
Death,
right now?
Omnissiah.
Okay.
And if you wish to be whole, if you wish to be holy, if you wish to give unto him, you must saw down your limbs and remove your organs and replace them with mechanical parts, because that is what he wants, and that is how you will become
I don't think that's how that
enlightened.
works.
Hard
No, I don't-
files
I don't
mixed
think
with
that's,
religious
like-
extremism. Adeptus Mechanicus. Now, for their army side of things, they are with the Skitarii.
Martians are weird,
The Skitarii
yo.
operate with very
Let
bizarre
Elon go up
weaponry
there.
and lots
Go
of different
ahead.
kinds of vehicles, tanks, and different people in between. They're very weird, but they have extremely wacky and enjoyable, and in fact quite effective, both in the real game and in the lore, weaponry and gear.
Quite effective, huh? Quite effective, huh?
Yeah. I'm still staring at these legs because, like, why is there a gap in between what looks like the hip and the leg? I'm so confused.
What exactly is wrong with AdMech in 10th edition? What happened to AdMech in 10th edition? Strengths and weaknesses. 10th edition Mechanicus has an exception versus reality. Oh man, I don't know, man. I don't. 10th Ed Codex. Is this guy? Yeah,
get the stilts. Get the stilts.
Yeah, we got it. Oh no. Okay. The good. Let's go to the. Ah!
Stilts.
Come on, guys.
What?
I still don't understand why they released this model. What is the point of this model?
Don't fucking say that, dude. I love this guy. I love him.
Look, it's so funny too because look, he's got a muffler coming out of his butt.
It's a tail.
Well, it's an exhaust. He needs an exhaust.
Dude,
somewhere.
that is a muffler.
It's for stabilization, dude. If you are tall,
I am tall.
But if
I'm not that tall, but I'm tall.
Look, Demeki.
Yeah.
If this model had the keyword towering, would it be sick?
Yeah, I would say that. Yeah, if it had towering, yeah, that would go hard.
Dear Mr. Kenny Warhammer, give this man towering. All right,
James Warhammer.
Let's see what Bricky has to say about being factually correct here.
Overall, as an army on the tabletop, they're very weird and have a whole bunch of different shenanigans. But if you like kind of that quirky, wacky techno thing, I'd give them a pickup. Hell, they're so paranoid. I gotta keep going. They're so paranoid and crazy. These Dune Striders you see right here, one guy was able to make them work. One guy, and he died. And they're so scared they'll never work again that they keep them on and they never turn them off, and they run around in a circle the whole time until they need them, and then they corral it and they go to battle.
I don't think that's true.
What?
Is that true?
What?
I don't know, man.
They don't have an on-off button?
Where's he getting?
Well, hold on. He said they keep them on, so someone had to have known how to turn them off and on if they're on.
Well, but maybe it's
right?
They don't know how. Once upon a time, my sister had this friend who called us in a panic in the middle of the night because she couldn't find her car just stopped working. And we're like, well, do you have gas in your car? And she didn't understand, she needed to put gas. That's a true story. She was like, I have to put gas in my car. And we found her dad, bless his heart, would fill up her car's tank every day for her.
Oh my God, that's wild.
That's king shit. But at the same time, that it might be that kind of situation where it's these are all this person that doesn't understand how fuel works. Hold on. That's the other thing too. It's on-off switch.
If they're always on, what is their fuel source?
I don't know. Vibes.
They run off vibes.
You know what? It probably runs off whatever makes them good. Poor AdMech, dude. Shout out to my legend AdMech players. Richard Siegler,
dude, all three of them,
and T-Dog. Shout out T-Dog.
Yep. The Adeptus Mechanicus. Now, if you want to talk about faith, though, let's talk about the Sisters of Battle.
Oh,
Sim has fallen for an eagle in Lego City.
Should we just skip this one?
The Sisters of Battle of the Adeptus Sororitas.
How come the legs here are just, they're like this now? How come?
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. But also, too, this is probably a good idea to put a different set of legs on him, because he's probably bricked up right now.
Probably. That's why it's blacked out.
Yeah.
And then they felt bad.
That's how I pronounce it correctly. Is an all-female group of battle sisters going through the ecclesiarchy section of the Imperium. The ecclesiarchy is, of course, the church. Boner. This is, imagine a private army of the church.
What do you think's holding up his script right now?
Which is scary, and it is. The sisters are an extremely
kind of
zealous
really
force,
interesting
and they take this to a full extreme.
Origin
they
is
believe
literally just copy pasta from Dune, from the God Emperor from Dune, where he created like that elite warrior girl cult thing that protected him, and it's the same thing. There was like some fucked up dude that like who was running the empire that's created this.
And what's fucked up is Dune just stole that from Egypt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the dude that wrote Dune was in Iraq. Well,
yeah,
he got a lot of stuff from Iraq. Because but this was obviously before Saddam, so way back in the day. No, but I'm a lot of Gaddafi, yeah, a little bit of Libya.
I know geography.
Yeah.
Three main things: faith, martyrdom.
I don't know where things are at.
The Sisters of Battle are extremely potent at taking out chaos and heretics. Mainly heretics, because as they are a fighting section of the ecclesiarchy church, that's the big thing they want to kill. Any form of heretic will face the Emperor's justice through those three main weapons, the bolter, the flamer, and the melta, and they will do so with extreme prejudice. Literally, they are the closest things we have to nuns.
They look at Magic Gathering,
and I'm talking hardcore.
Oh, that is Magic Gathering.
They carry holy fire on their backs. They have holy books and sigils all across.
Do you guys know that
their main battle tank is a fucking pipe organ missile launcher? They have small babies that they have removed their brain capacity to make them servant cherubs to fly around and give them ammunition.
Oh yeah.
They drop
little crusade
churches from low orbit as mini drop pods onto battles. They drop churches into battles and they blare.
Where is he getting these facts from?
Wikipedia?
First of all, if you dropped a building from anywhere, it would explode.
True.
Fucking idiot. Even in the 41st millennia.
War hymns and holy music from their frigates in low atmosphere and shower holy water across the battlefield. These are the people you are dealing with, and they're fucking awesome. They can literally stave off demons on the tabletop because their faith is that strong. Remember the warp, the demons from the warp? Well, the warp also manifests in your mind. All of your emotions, negative and positive,
we were looking at Pokemon.
Go through the warp. It's
What's in the warp?
What's the place of all things. So if you are that mentally fortified, that mentally strong, you can stave off horrifying demons. And all these girls, not a crack. Not a crack in that mental armor. Now, as much as a meme as they are, and as much as their models look a lot like Ongo Gabloglian, which I can't unsee anymore.
That girl's having
I gotta
a good
say,
time. You can see it in her face.
Design. I think they're extremely cool. They're another army that I'm currently collecting. They just released a whole new line of figures very recently, and they look wonderful.
Oh wait, this is 5 years ago.
From Celestine, the living, literally undying saint from the triumph of Saint Catherine, which is literally a funeral procession as a model. Those organ tanks I mentioned earlier. This shit is the most over-the-top badass.
It's funny. He's talking about the models, but he doesn't run half the models.
But Sisters of Battle are so cool. While I'm a guardsman at heart, this is such a cool faction. By Bolter Shell, Flamer Burst, and Melta Blast, the mutant, the heretic, and the traitor alike are cleansed of their sin of existence. So it has been for 5 millennia, so shall it be until the end of time. And speaking
also too, the little indicator of where
burning demons,
where you're at.
I can see.
Because you remember it was also on that same shot.
Okay.
Yo, speak of baby carriers.
I want to talk about it. I gotta talk about it. They're only getting the baby carrier, right?
But it's like not even better.
Well, it's a Grand Marshal baby carrier. That's it.
It can probably go into both essentially, but
no, the baby carrier, they literally just made it sound like it was a baby. It's like not a new baby carrier. It's a Grand Marshal. That was it.
Well,
a Grand Marshal baby carrier.
The other one I think is just a Grand Marshal too.
Well, no, the other one goes into the suit, or it can be into a Grand Marshal. This one must be a Grand Marshal with more.
The Grand Marshal didn't actually have a kit. Like,
okay, let's talk about it. I actually really like this model.
Okay, so here's my thing with this model is that I think it's a sick model. I think that it just needs to be modernized, but that just needs the Grey Knights in general need a modern. I think that it needs like a what's best, like not like a Primaris. They need like a Primaris upgrade.
That is a Primaris guy in it.
I guess I don't like. I would physically need to see the model, because if it's like the other one, like it still feels like a little bit. I don't know. Maybe like the picture's not doing it justice. Where like if you see it in person,
famously
it's a little bit
takes
bigger.
bad pictures.
Yeah,
that's true too.
The Custodes shield captain. Everybody was like, "Oh, that model looks awful," and in person it looks great.
Well, I mean, they also
it looks great in person.
Yeah, but they also make some poor decisions of like not giving, certain things wings that used to have wings.
Bro, they took my wings and my nipples, dude. Don't.
Yeah, I know. Like,
don't bring that up. Here's what I like about the model. Okay, I like the flail.
I like the mace. Yeah,
I think the flail is sick. That's a good time, dude.
Demeki's Death Guard is showing.
I like. I like
the Inquisitor. I like the Inquisitor nutsack thing.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, the chain.
And the giant book.
Giant book is cool.
Yes.
Can't read, but that's cool. I give this model I give it an IGN 8 out of 10. I give it an IGN 8 out of 10. Garrett, what do you give it?
Okay.
I give it a 6 out of 10.
Oh, and what scoring scale?
I'm gonna go with like an honest scoring scale. I think that it's not.
I haven't heard of that one. Is it Rotten Tomatoes?
We're going as GameSpot here.
What about you, Demeki?
I'm gonna go with. I'll say a 7. Because like I'm not really always a fan of the baby carriers anyways. Like, just give me a full mech suit, right? Like, just encase me in a full ass mech suit.
Are those missiles in his chest?
Yes.
Yes, he's got booby missiles.
Is he like impaled with missiles?
That's the other thing too. Like how does that even work? Like,
they're probably grenades.
It's kind of wild. This man's gonna have the same stat line as a Custodes Terminator. Like that part is wild to me too.
Oh my god,
what,
dude? Yo, Atesh, dude, I've been wanting to play Custodes so bad lately.
I don't know.
Awesome. I want to.
I actually need this Dreadnought era Custodes. That was gaming.
Fuck,
that was so sick.
I've like so tempted for like Atlanta, thinking about, because we can run 2 of the same armies, right?
Yeah.
Let's think about possibly running Custodes, but we'll see what Black Templars bring.
The problem we have too with everyone is like almost everybody only has Dark Angels.
That's not a problem. You just run about.
Yeah, no, I was just saying, like,
because you don't want to bring named characters anyways to the grand narrative.
Yeah. I want to bring Samael. Like, what?
No, don't
Samael, dog.
Characters. No, don't bring named characters. That's for losers. That's for losers, dude. Because look,
I'm gonna bring Samael, but I'm gonna name him something else.
Okay, that's fine.
Name him something else.
You can't use him with Samael's rules.
Yeah, I said 7 out of 10, but I'm gonna do the old smash or pass. Smash.
Oh, smash! Nice.
Yeah, okay. Smash.
All right, sounds
approved.
Good. All right. Let's get back to it.
Grey Knights are the first army I actually collected back in 7th edition. The Grey Knights are a super secretive and much more old school
the models are still
power
the same,
armored
though.
knights, except they are all psychers. All of them have that crazy space magic magician shit. For every 100,000 guardsmen, there's one Grey Knight. For every 10,000 Sisters of Battle, there's one Grey Knight. For every 1,000 Space Marines, there's one Grey Knight. Grey Knights are the strongest of the strong, both in mental will and absolute just strength. These are Space Marines that are all high-level psychers, all of them able to specifically do one goal, and that is kill demons. The Emperor believed that the demons of chaos were the #1 threat to the Imperium, and he probably is right. However, this group is entirely based on doing that.
The Emperor deemed that demons are the #1 threat to the Imperium, but withheld the information that they existed, which led to the Horus Heresy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That shit don't make no sense.
Bro,
That make no sense.
None of this makes sense. It's Warhammer, baby.
Yeah,
a myriad of tactics. Coming from the planet, or I guess the moon of Titan in the Sol system, the Grey Knights are thrown through extremely rigorous training and are as clear of mind and soul as they possibly can be. Since the demons of the warp are the warp and your mind projects to the warp, people can go insane very fast, especially lower level psychers. These Grey Knights need to be able to harness the warp in the presence of demons and stay perfectly sane. One of their characters, one of my favorite characters, is named Castellan Crow. He has a demon blade, the black blade of Mahamahama. And he has to have it on him because it tempts everyone nearby, constantly beckoning them. Use my power, use my strength, suck my penis, whatever the possibility. And so he has to keep it on him all the time, as this thing whispers to him
at all times,
consistently, and he has to stave it off forever, being alone in his chambers or on the battlefield, because anyone who gets too close to it might be tempted a little too hard. He is that pure of heart and mind, and all the characters in the Grey Knights are basically like that. The only issue is that Grey Knights have a scorched earth policy, more ways than one. If they're fighting demons, demons corrupt and make people crazy. So if I'm a guardsman and I'm fighting demons and the Grey Knights arrive and they kill all the demons.
Was that hentai?
I'm a risk.
Do you know he plays lots of booby games?
Guess who's not making it out of there?
Yeah,
on the tabletop, they're very strike fast, strike hard kind of people. They teleport all around the place. They are fast strike.
I heard he loves anime.
Small amounts of models because they're so dang strong.
Lover.
You only have so many characters, but with them, you get in there, you're very tough, very tanky, you hit really hard, and you try to bounce around the battlefield quickly, but you don't have numbers, and so every dead Grey Knight hits really damn hard.
He looks like a harem type lover,
fast striking kind of army. Oh, and also Kaldor Drago is a thing. We're not even going to get into Kaldor Drago. All right, that is, oh my goodness gracious.
Isn't Kaldor Drago still
around? I am the male about his fist. I am the spear in his hand. Though we are lost, I am the shield on his arm. I am the flight of his arrows. I am the hammer. I am the sword. I am the shield. I am a soldier at the battle at the end of time. Grey Knights are pretty hardcore. They are as holy as you can get for a Space Marine. If you like Space Marines and you want to, that they're holy enough, you want to be holier, Grey Knights. Now, if you want to be holier and big, let's talk Imperial Knights.
Oh, Lord, he coming!
Do you like gigantic walkers the size of homes or medium-sized buildings? Do you want to kill heretics, but you want to kill like 40 of them per turn? Do you want a gigantic old school knight noble house style of walkers with giant chainsaw arms? Then you got Imperial Knights. Imperial Knights.
What are you talking about, bro?
Because they're just gigantic walkers, but they have this old school like house feel to them. Literally, they're houses. Each
especially some of the old Forge World
comes
stuff.
from a house, and each of them act in their own special way. These behemoth
Eldar have
walkers
those, like, look
also
at that.
destroy
That's
almost
not that
everything
cool.
in
Like,
their
it's,
path.
it's not that cool. Do you not just watch
squads in a couple shots, stepping on legions of troops.
Skinny.
Like these things do not mess around, and they look so cool. Imperial Knights and Chaos Knights, actually, for that matter, don't have a whole lot to discuss. They're just super big, heavy walkers, and they look different depending on your house or Chaos God you currently believe in. And overall,
from
these
like I think
things
a couple
are just
years
really
ago
cool if you want to
so
murder
sick,
everything
like
in your path.
dude,
With a big, scary, big unit
goes off
of
on
Warhammer,
the Imperial Knight, and he's like the first
go to town. They make
like,
for a great painting
crusade he goes on.
Game more back
and then
down to earth.
It like cuts to him on the fucking shield of like the Chaos Knight. It's so sick.
Gold. If guardsmen are regular soldiers, Space Marines are super soldiers, Grey Knights are super soldiers, the Adeptus Custodes are super soldiers cubed. The Adeptus Custodes are the third major army I own. I know, 3 armies. I know, I got carried away, okay, but that's all. I only have 3, okay? They are our final brand of Space Marines, but these ones are super special. Okay, if a guardsman is 6 foot, a Space Marine is 7 feet, a custodian is 8 feet. These are the giant defenders of Holy Terra, which is also Earth. Earth is Terra, Terra themselves. These are the people that literally guard the Emperor's throne room. Hence, Custodes. These boys protect the Emperor's throne room at all times and are literally handcrafted
in a box
people.
Right now.
They're not humans brought up by a gene seer or something. These are all handcrafted super soldiers. I think from a tube. These behemoths of men are like 8 feet, 8.5 feet tall and functionally.
He's wrong. Do your research. They ain't even do your research.
They ain't even like you got to go to the armies of the Imperium to look them up. They're not even considered Space Marines.
Bro, it's just this whole video is riddled with falsehoods.
Dude, you could say this whole video has a bunch of
stand still.
Fake
spear in hand for hundreds of years without the need to sleep and barely even the need to eat. Watching.
I mean, he did have a Russian flag.
My dude is like Warhammer Alex Jones. He's just straight out here. He's just straight out here being like, the Emperor's
turning making the Imp Guards games.
Oh man.
Throne room and every other area of Holy Terra.
Dude, I want those models of Custodes.
Oh my lord.
These those are 30K ones, aren't they?
These custodians put Space Marines to shame. If you liked your super soldiers, these are your super mega soldiers. One of these men can take on probably 3 Space Marines and most likely win. There are many different groups of custodians.
Okay, real quick. He just said one of these men can take on 3 Space Marines. Incorrect. One of these men can take on a whole squad of Space Marines. So, assuming the squad size of Space Marines is 5, a Custode has 5 attacks, right? And so if they hit on 2s and they wound on 3s, but if you're doing the new Lions detachment, you're going to be hitting on 2s and wounding on 2s. So the best part is you're going to bring Custode Guard, so they're going to get 5 attacks and re-rolling 1s in on the objective, right? And so then what they're gonna do is you're going to run. You're gonna do the karate that's extra attacks. So you're going to have, an equal chance of miss to extra attacks.
But what about the AP?
The AP's huge. The AP is big enough.
Yeah,
it'll just cut the Space Marines. So the Space Marines are going to be rolling on like 5s or 6s even. Depending on like what stratagems you're strapped up with. And that's just one Custode, dude. One Custode will clear 5 Space Marines. So once again, Bricky's wrong.
Yo, check out this what I just sent you.
Wait, so hold on. My next question is though, because we know there's many fake fans out there that gravitate towards Custodes.
Correct.
Are we saying fake fan?
A clear fake fan.
Clear fake fan.
I bet he doesn't even know
Henry Cavill.
That's it, like just like Henry Cavill. Yeah. Like I bet he doesn't even know that's a Solar Watch. And if people are like, oh, Dicecheck, how could you guys be gatekeeping Warhammer, gatekeeping Henry Cavill out of Warhammer? Let me tell you something. People have been gatekeeping Warhammer forever, but this time instead of some disenfranchised group, it's Henry Cavill. All right, I'm gonna say it, dude. I'm gonna say it. Henry Cavill, show me an army. That's all I'm saying. Anyways,
that's not Custodes.
I mean, he could show Custodes' army. show us 5 models. But he only showed us a helmet and 1 model, dude. And then he's like, I love Warhammer. I love Warhammer so much. And then he goes on an interview and they're like, oh, how do you like 10th edition? He goes, oh, admittedly, I haven't played a game in 10th edition. So what I'm getting at, fake fan. That's all. Now, you could be like, oh, he's busy. Oh, he's a dad now. Oh, this, oh, that. Well, then, yeah, sure. But then,
I'm busy and I'm a dad and I still play. Come on, bro.
But my man is riding those coattails to get whatever he wants with the Warhammer community. And I'm sure he likes the lore. Everyone fucking likes the lore. Look at this Bricky guy. Bricky has this fucking 10 million view video about the Warhammer lore. He barely knows anything about the fucking game. Anyways.
Dude, I picture
you getting a call attached, and it's just like a low voice of Henry Cavill. Like, I will find you.
Seemingly unimportant individuals and protect them.
How dare you out
They are going to be doing something very important
in their
lives.
For instance,
Listen, I believe he likes Warhammer. He's a British dude.
When we're at the grand narrative,
that's like you have to.
Yeah, I'm just saying he's a fake fan when it comes to like the actual tabletop game, which is like what people like on the internet, they're fucking like juicing over this guy. They're like, "Whoa, Henry Cavill, he's the coolest. He's just like me. He paints Custodes." And it's like, guys, he isn't just like us. And that's okay. It's okay that like he's busy being whatever movie he's in now or trying to figure out how to make a Warhammer TV show that I hope to God is good. But, you know, like, I'm just saying. Fuck, dude.
Oh, I'm going to tell you this. Every round that when it's the start of my turn on the round, I'm going to do the arm reload that Henry Cavill does
in the grand narrative?
Yeah. Go.
Oh, yeah, that would be... hey, man, we're going to have a great time. Also, make sure you have a cosplay for the grand narrative. It's very important. Because, once again, we're not fake fans and we're going to win. That's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, cosplays. You can always run them by.
I'm going to dress up as Shadow Sun.
That works.
Oh, my God. We're here for it. Let's go.
Sure.
Killer guardsman
but you gotta be sexy,
gets the protection of this giant golden god, because that guardsman will end up becoming a general one day or something of that nature.
No,
the custodians work in mysterious ways and are almost always outnumbered.
Is this, dude?
Isn't that a what is that thing called?
No.
Isn't it from 30K?
No.
Legio Custodes Custodian Venatari.
That ain't no Venatari, dude. This is once again fan art. It's sick. Custodian fan art rules, but that's a real guy. Well, they don't use a shield, anyways.
Numbered, but never outmatched.
Yeah.
These people are pretty horrifying.
Am I right now?
They don't use the shield. I'm literally looking at them with the shield.
There are
Look at my Custodes.
There you go. That's the right one.
Right there.
See, Garrett, hey, when was the last time you played Custodes?
See right here. Ta-da!
Just like me.
Bro, it's been...
A real Custodes player.
And there's actually an extremely small amount of them, but that's kind of the point. There's only so many of these people that can have war gear this strong.
Okay, once again, our boy is incorrect. Extremely small amount of them. There's 10,000 of them. I believe the standard size of a chapter of Space Marine is 1,000 Space Marines. Correct me if I'm wrong. Is that after the Horus Heresy? It's something like that. Because the Black Templars, they break that when they're on crusade.
Yeah,
so they can have massively mustered sizes. So there's less Space Marines than there are Custodes of a specific given chapter. Once again, Bricky's wrong, dude.
Dude, hot take is I kind of wish they would retcon that into like a way bigger number.
Yeah, it should be like 1 million. it should be like
for real.
The fact that there are more custodians than Ultramarines is insane. It's just like it's insane.
You read a book and it's like 100 Ultramarines go in and they all die and you're like, well, there's a tenth of my force right there, just gone.
Weapons this powerful and training this good, and the custodians have all 3 of it. For 100 years, I stood my watch amidst the somber shadows of the Sanctum Imperialis. I was still as a statue, but always
that sounds
ready,
like something I would
always
name my
attuned
toilet.
to dangers unseen. Days, months, years passed by in a frenzied blur beyond those walls, yet within, little moved and nothing changed. For 100 years, I did not but wait, yet had any threat appeared, I would have struck it down in a heartbeat. For 100 years, I stood my watch, and as it ends, I can tell you this: patience is a weapon. The Custodians are the top dogs of the Imperium, and they hurt just that same way. Though I do want to discuss a little bit about the Sisters of Silence before we get out of here, because the Sisters of Silence I also have a few of, and they're really fun, but they don't get enough attention. These kind of bald plume ladies are a whole group of pariahs, are also known as blanks. We'll be referring to them as blanks from now on. So as every mind is somewhat connected to the warp, these blanks are a genetic mutation that has it suppressed.
I'm not gonna say anything on this matter, but I'm just gonna look at the camera, and Bricky's gonna know. I'm gonna psychically tell him what I want to say in regards to this topic, because all right, we'll continue this.
Heavily. Because of that mind suppression, normal people feel this weird, like, uncomfortable nature when around them. When a Sister of Silence walks past them, you feel ill. You feel just uncomfortable and strange. So most of them don't actually live past childhood, because once they are birthed, they're...
You want to smoke with cigarettes?
Killed or something at a very young age, because they just emit a horrifying aura. These ladies, however, are guardians of the throne as well for more psychic threats.
We should read some of the comments.
See, none of the custodians are psychers, so they have a difficult time dealing with major demons and other kinds of psychic phenomena. These sisters are extremely specialized in it, all of them taking a vow of silence as they don't speak, hence the term Sisters of Silence, but they communicate through hand gestures and things of that nature. But if there's a demon issue, if there's any kind of warp-based problem, the sisters are extremely adept at dealing with them, thanks to their blank gene. They normally work a lot of time with the custodians because they have to deal with both kinds of threats, but they're not represented that way at the tabletop. In fact, they only have like one real model for them, which is very unfortunate. I hope they'll get something new soon, because
once again, 5 years ago, Bricky has different opinions than today, Bricky. That's all I'm saying.
I think they should really be working together as it is that way in the lore, but hopefully we'll get there soon. But if we're talking about blanks,
we got there and it rules.
Let's talk assassins.
My precious power ring, gone forever.
It's been a long video. We're about to round it out. We got this and one more human thing, and then we're done. The assassins, though, the Officio Assassinorum.
Baby.
Oh boy, these people are deadly. Yeah, they're called assassins. They should be, but oh man, these people will mess you up. So these are
not on tabletop. Not on tabletop. Let's tell you that.
Organization, and they're handpicked by the Grand Master of the Officio Assassinorum from the.
Oh, well, Pete.
All right, I'm back.
Yo, what's up? Yeah, Debeki went to go get some food for his little one.
Oh, no worries. All right.
Shit, what was it called? Scola Progenium. It's basically an orphan school. Your parents got murdered by demons or something. You get sent to this and you get trained to be whatever. Tempestus Drop Troop, an Inquisitor, maybe even. Maybe you get a blank gene and you get thrown into the Sisters of Silence, or sometimes you just disappear. Oh. When you are taken, however, you go to one of four
that's why he was showing the flag.
Assassinorum works in the temple style of things. These temples are
I thought that's like you get thrown out a window.
Caluxus.
I don't know. I just knew it disappeared.
Maybe.
Dude, what is this gang sign he's doing?
Yo, hang on, don't move. Here, hang on.
I'm back.
Oh, we're back. Okay. So here, I'm just gonna do this and see if he catches on.
I just did that.
To him?
Yeah, I posted it in chat. Dude, just send him like little trails to see what he does.
Did you? Oh wait, you put that in our chat, right?
Yeah, just ours.
I'm gonna send that one, the one I did to him
directly. To
him.
Yeah.
And then just send a picture of Demeki's face, like, oh. Dude, I love that picture.
Where is he, dude? Where is he? There he is. By the way, I'm gonna comment on this video, and it's gonna put the fear in him, dude. It's gonna put the fear in him. All right.
And Eversword temples. We'll start with the Vindicare. I'm far away. I've been sitting here for 3 weeks. Poof! The Vindicare temple is the main sniper-based temple. Gigantic sniper rifles for all these assassins. Their whole point is to be able to be in a spot and sit there, eye and scope.
Fucking
for
getting
weeks,
the bubble
waiting for their perfect target, taking people out from literal miles.
Oh, what did he just say?
After an extremely long.
Oh my god.
I don't get it. He's like, I don't get it.
Just tell him he doesn't have to. You don't have to.
Don't worry. Don't worry about it. I'm gonna hit him with classic, so you'll know.
Yes. Yes.
What if we all sent him that picture?
No. Then the cat's out of the bag.
No, wait a minute.
Cat's out of the bag. All right.
Long time periods. The Vindicare temple is about precise, perfect aim. There have been reports of Vindicares being able to single out
that gun look like it has no buttstock
from over 2-3 miles away. Temples in the head, jugular, for instance, and been sitting there after weeks. And when they're ready, take that shot. Time is done. Pass them up. The Caldus temple, however, is a lot more about shapeshifting and deviant art.
Oh,
it's mostly a female-based
We're reacting, Bricky.
And this allows a lot of body augmentation for certain individuals to be able to kind of transmorph themselves and infiltrate areas that are problems.
Man, she got some
These
big assets,
will
if you know
end
what I'm
up
talking
taking
about.
missions that take them years, 2-3 years, to infiltrate a heretical group and slowly work their
How
way
dare
up,
she try to kill
just to
Shadow
get
Sun.
enough time to put a bullet into the
like
main
Shadow Sun
target's
right
head.
now.
Wait,
and then
why
escape
is Bricky
unharmed.
Shadow Sun
Or
right now?
become the main target and sabotage it from within. These are all completely about deception, mind tricks, polymorphing, and everything in between. And lots of drawings. Lots of drawings. The Eversword temple.
All over his bedroom.
Kind of disturbing one. The Eversword temple is about when you don't want anything to come back alive, friend or foe. You want it all dead. An Eversword is psychogenically conditioned with just psychotherapy and psychological.
I gotta say, this is the dumbest gun.
Yeah. Well, you know who else has a dumbass gun like that too, right? The Drukhari. Like they got those stupid like injector.
But it's like, is he shooting fluids? Like, what's my man shooting out here, dude?
But look above it. It's a bolter too. Like it's a bolt pistol mixed with an injector.
Does he inject himself?
And how does the like?
Why does he have a scope?
Well, when the bolt gun, like when it fires, how does the projectile not destroy the canister that's below?
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Science, right?
Yeah.
Science.
It's got to be something like that. Anyways.
Torture to only feel violence, hatred, and
damn,
anger.
Maybe I should make a video that way I can live rip for once too.
Just making you forced to watch never-ending pain and misery and psycho conditioning, I guess is the term. And then they pump you full of tons of psychedelic drugs and they cryo freeze you.
Ricky, you'll see this video.
And then they drop you in an area where they just want to make sure everything is dead. And then you defrost, full of just all this insane.
What if your comment on his video is just a comment to this video
and psychedelic drugs, and you just go to town? Yeah, if you don't care if anyone comes back alive, you're like, all right, Lost Cause. Send them in. Finally, there's the most bizarre temple, the Caluxus Temple. The Caluxus assassins are feared even among the other temples. So that blank gene, the people will go to the Caluxus Temple with this as well. And this is where they can harness that to be massively anti-psyker or even just anti-regular people. They're seen with extreme...
that blank gene, people go to the temple with this as well. It's a long video. My man's not used to it. He's new to React content.
He's getting that brain squiggly.
Yeah.
Extreme fear and distrust among many, many people. They're described by the Eldar, by quote, as being pure evil. Imagine that uncomfortable feeling from that blank gene I mentioned, and then imagine them being taught and given equipment to amplify it by 100. If normally regular people feel uncomfortable, now they are basically akin to being a siren wailing directly in your ear.
They have a 7-drop card that just is like the rooftop storm for zombies, but for dragons.
Yeah, anyways. Yeah, whatever, Bricky. Let me find... Oh, no, this is here.
What's it? It's a Mox old.
And rip your nails off than even being near this person. The
Scry.
You want psychers to literally lose.
Best one.
MTG Goldfish is fine. Yeah. Request a call. Get an accountant today. Yeah, so we got a bunch of sick cards, dude. Let's see.
This must be in order they were released.
Yeah, I think so. Which one are you looking? Like, I love these treatments. These ones are super cool. You're right. This site sucked. Yeah. Which one should I go to?
Go to Scryfall. I'll send you a link and give me like 1 second.
No, I got it. Scryfall.
And then go to Scryfall, and then go to sets on the top thing, and then it'll show you the like a really good selection of stuff.
Here we go. Yeah, great.
Dude.
Yeah, he's just talking about the Inquisitors. And Cliff
they're
Notes.
trash army. Dude.
They're the shit army, literally unplayable. And they've got what's it called? A couple books that are pretty good, allegedly. Constantine Valdor's in it, but yeah, that's about it. So anyways, so Ugin is back. He's awesome.
Dude, Demeki, look at the Elspeth. Go up real quick.
Oh, dude.
Look at Elspeth.
Wait, where's she?
Dude, right there.
Oh, yeah, Elspeth.
Yeah, right there. Click on her.
Yeah, if one or more tokens would be created under your control, twice that many of these tokens are created instead. Create a 1/1 creature token. So it's 2. It's also counters, right? No, it's just tokens.
No, it's just tokens. But it's insane.
Yeah, it's very.
That is nuts. She's going in my freaking token deck.
She also has just a 3, like a -3, just a destroy, which is insane.
Yeah, where's
some of the dragons are go up.
All the fetch lands
right there. Drago Genesis or whatever.
Oh, this one, Draco Genesis? Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
The dragons don't have mana cost. Great card.
Oh yeah.
So like the play with that is you have
for the other one.
Yeah, you play that one, and then your commander's Tiamat. So Tiamat allows you to go search. You play Tiamat, allows you to look for 5 dragon cards, and you play that, and you play all 5 of them.
No, but Demeki, this is what you play right here. Call of Spirits. Your dragons have indestructible. At the beginning of your upkeep, for each color, put a 1/1 counter on a dragon you control. If you put 5 counters this way, you win the game.
Oh, hell yeah.
That's going to be so fucking insane, dude.
Yeah, seriously.
That's a game changer. That's a game changer card.
Is it?
I wouldn't be surprised. Like in Commander, that's
auto win cards aren't normally game changers. All right, let's
do Dragon Blade's actually kind of good too.
Yeah.
Well,
where's he at? He's on Inquisitors.
Yeah, let's see what he has to say. Last
like Gene Stealers or a new threat coming into an area.
Yeah,
they're about learning that stuff and actually doing detective work. And memes.
I would love models like this. Like this guy.
That would be a sick model.
Be sick. I would play that army.
Show the new Inquisitor.
The Inquisition have all of this
didn't
power.
Get voted the worst model
power hungry and frantic sometimes. And yes,
which new Inquisitor?
The new updated Inquisitor with like the eagle.
Yes.
Yeah.
Bricky's face was my face when I was like, when I saw my man Cotiez.
Still a bad thing, but most of them are pretty good at their job, and they spend a lot of time being very diligent to make sure that all of these leads they follow are proper and correct. They're basically space detectives with just enormous power and sometimes a bit of a power complex. And we haven't even talked about Exterminatus yet.
Star Wars
Exterminatus.
Yeah.
Exterminatus
Copyright,
is deeming a
copyright.
planet unfit to be saved. I deem that this planet is demon infested, and taking it back will cost too many resources and is not worth it. I have now committed Exterminatus on this planet. I will now sign the death warrant of an entire Imperium planet, as it is unfit to take and better to be destroyed than allow the enemy to hold it. This can mean saturation bombardment, this can mean cracking the planet's core and breaking it apart. Doesn't matter. Render this planet inhospitable to all life. Yes, the innocents proves nothing people are the only people who can choose this planet must die in its entirety. Yeah, you're playing the villain. Now, it is memed a lot, but most Inquisitors are very rare to do Exterminatus. Exterminatus is a very crazy thing. There's only so many worlds that you don't want to destroy all of them. Now, naturally, with the memes aside, there are some people who are a little bit rough on this one. But most Inquisitors generally don't like to do Exterminatus a ton, but it is an option they have, and it's a crazy option when you think about it. Secret Police Inquisition are unfortunately not represented on the tabletop very much. You generally kind of put one in your army if you feel like it. You have a couple special options there and some side content, but they're not really fleshed out very well, and personally they need a lot more stuff put in there, and they really need a lot more effort put into them, and they're not quite.
Bro, imagine 5 years ago having this take, and then you get a codex for the Inquisitors in the year 2024, 2025, and it is just like painful. But then like GW, I'll give it to GW. I'll give it to GW. Like Grotmus was sensational. It was amazing. I was blown away with their attention of like fixing all that horrible shit. Demeki's looking at Magic cards, isn't he?
No, I'm actually looking at Warhammer models.
I'm looking at Magic cards.
We're back. But like this man's like, oh, I hope they give him more attention. And then when they gave him more attention, everyone hated it.
Quite where I want them to be. Overall, the Inquisition makes for a lot of the best storytelling as well, because it's a little bit hard to talk about a big story of a whole bunch of Space Marines killing something, right? It's just a big battle story. It's not as interesting. Having that intrigue and that moral dilemma that an Inquisitor has makes for a lot better media. And honestly, the more people do it, I think it's better, because then it adds
I don't know about that one. The Horse Heresy looks pretty good.
Horrible
first five.
And
Bro,
wow, we just
crazy.
finished the
Lionel
humans. All right, come back for part 2 when we talk about Chaos and Xenos, because we got to talk about the 4 Chaos Gods and all the Chaos Marine Legions and the Tau and the Necrons and the Orks, and oh boy, we got a lot. I'll see you in part 2.
Let's go, baby.
Hey all, this is part 2 in a 2-part series on the Warhammer races.
Guys, you hate to see it. You hate to see it. Video 1, 10 million views. Video 2, 5.9.
It's only 4 years ago, dude. He took a year off? Did he take a year off to do this?
No. Remember. The first video came out 5 years ago to like yesterday. Hence Bricky being a little paranoid about it on social media. Yeah, Bricky, I saw. Anyways, and I'm not going to pre-post. I wasn't going to give you any clue. All right? No clue until April 1st, baby. That's how this works. But this video probably came out closer, like a week later. For content reasons, I would guess, right? Because he doesn't want to put them both together. And he wants breathing room, something content, just like what we've been doing here on Dicecheck, right? We've been giving Dicecheck breathing
lots of breathing room,
before we put another video up. Yeah, for sure. That's what it is.
If you haven't seen part 1 yet, we do the Imperium of Man. You can check that out in the description, and I would highly recommend you watch that to get context for this episode. If you already have, go ahead and keep on watching. So after an entire episode of nothing but humans, we can now talk about chaos.
Honestly, I'm going to say it though, 4 year ago Bricky does hit a little bit different than 5 year ago Bricky.
You can tell you can tell too though.
There's confidence in this man now.
Yeah.
He doesn't even have a script, dude. It looks like he actually memorized it. Look at that.
Where's the man's script?
Oh,
this is a totally different person.
He looks really good.
He's hitting the gym. He has a teleprompter now, maybe. You know, like he's living it up. You know, he's still a year or two shy away from meeting Atesh, but like, you know, he's still doing it.
Which involves humans again, but a little bit less. We also got demons and shit.
I just felt someone grab my ass. What? Like hard, Nick.
So, as I've mentioned many times before, we've discussed the warp, the immaterium, the hellish landscape, the purgatory dimension realm between the material realm of our existence. Now, in the warp, it's terrifying, horrible. There are demons everywhere.
I think
things are crazy. All your minds and thoughts and emotions get projected there. It is both formless and empty. It is vast and tiny. It obeys the laws of time and physics while simultaneously does absolutely nothing of the sort. It is a hodgepodge and culmination of just unknowable, eldritch, horrifying shit. And there are 4 gods that permeate in chaos and the warp. These are the 4 major chaos gods. And if we wish to learn about chaos, we need to learn about each and every single one of these chaos gods. First up, we have Khorne, and he is the easiest. Khorne is your
I'm gonna paraphrase on this one. So Bricky's gonna probably do his disservice. Now, I, as an authority on Warhammer lore, can speak to this better. I made a dating sim where you play as Abaddon and you date the Chaos Gods that you can't find, but if you do find it out there, it's called My Black Legion Dreamboat. I'm just throwing, I'm just saying. And it's very similar art. But anyways, so, Khorne, he's basically god of violence, god of hatred, like that. And then there's Tzeentch, and they're like the magic wiggly god, but they're, I'm sure Bricky's talking about like magic. Yeah, they're magic, but they're all fucking magical because they're chaos gods that use chaos magic. But this one is like extra magic. Like, so. Like, yeah. We can,
he's like the conspiracy theory god too, right?
Yeah,
like,
because you play Thousand Suns. What do you got to say about your god?
I play Thousand Suns. I also play demons.
Okay, well, do you want to talk about these guys?
I don't know.
All right, so they're everything and nothing at the same time. They're emotions. We have fun. Let's go. Little pink horse.
All right, now what about this one?
That's about it.
Yeah, he's doing something crazy.
That's a biblically accurate angel.
Yeah, be not afraid. Yeah, how is he moving? His like chair is getting like scooted across the screen. Oh, it's movie magic. It's movie magic. It's movie magic, boys.
Movie magic.
Movie magic.
Yeah, is that movie magic?
So in the I think it's the 4th book of Gotrek and Felix, Chaos Warriors.
Oh, my boys.
Attack Prague, right? And some of their sorcerers summon demons to attack the city, and it's pretty wild.
Well, you want me to talk about Nurgle? Nurgle is just all the pure nastiest shit, like a 100 degrees outside in Afghanistan, but it's almost 200 inside the Porta-John that's full of poop and piss and God knows what else.
And the sea is slowly melting down
and
while you sit on it.
Yeah. Like, that is Nurgle. Nurgle is that. And disease.
I would play Death Guard in a heartbeat.
Those legs.
So gross, dude.
I love them, dude. I love the fact they look so gross.
So gross. And, like, Bricky needs to sell me his World Eater army already. So that the 4 of us will each have a different Chaos army. And that's what needs to happen. So, Bricky, sell me your World Eater's army, or else.
Oh yeah, because he's probably gonna pick up whatchamacallit.
These ones.
Oh yeah.
Do you want to speak to these?
Also known as the Prince of Pleasure or the God of Unspeakable Excess. So
Wouldn't it be the
is generally referred to with sex.
It's whatever they want.
But it's not only sex, it's just a good avenue if you want to make stuff. Slanesh is just the idea of the senses of the body being cranked to not just 11, but more like 17. See, we'll discuss Slanesh a little bit more when we talk about the Eldar, because they done fucked up. But it or whatever is mainly about just the excess of emotions, and therefore sex is generally a large part of it. However, it's mostly pain and torture.
Wait, hold up.
Lots of pain, torture, but
hold up. I've seen that before. One second.
Yeah, I've seen it before too. Also, she's doing the thing from the villain in Deadpool versus Wolverine.
Yeah, dude, that's what I'm pulling up right now. This shit.
No, dude, it's she's totally doing the thing from Star Wars Jedi Knight Dark Forces 2 in the opening cinematic of that game from like 1996.
No, dude, it's this. With that same reaction. Once again, Ricky, though, kind of looking at it like a snack.
Like, ooh.
Classic.
Sometimes sexually related or drug related. Lots of drugs. Slanesh gets off on everything.
Oh shit! I forgot to do our sponsor.
In happiness.
Guys, this video is brought to you by Orchid 8, where you have cool shirts and stuff. Demeki's wearing an Orchid 8 shirt. Why don't you go ahead and show him what you're wearing, Demeki? I'm not wearing an Orchid shirt. I'm wearing maybe a shirt. It's affiliated a little bit, but not. Anyways, Orchid 8, buy now. Good dice and stuff.
Extremes in sadness, extremes in pain, and sadism, and masochism, and of course that goes along with the sex part of it as well. It's generally referred to with sex because of the color scheme, very purple, lots of exposed genitalia. A lot of the models have like exposed nipples and stuff. Confused. And that is generally the theme you go for from a physical side, but it really embodies everything. Mainly pain and also the excessive amounts of emotion. So when it comes down to it, you'll find a lot of them have things like spikes or...
I would play Slanesh if this is what their demons looked like. If they were just him fucking Powerpuff Girls. Dude, this is my headcanon of what a Keeper Secrets is. Is this here?
That's awesome.
This is the Keeper Secrets that the Games Workshop doesn't want you to have.
Isn't that villain's name like him?
It's
like
him.
That's the name of it. Yeah,
the most evil of evil. Him, basically just the devil. I love this character. One of my favorite characters in like that Cartoon Network era of cartoons.
Yeah, him and Mojo Jojo.
Yeah, shout out the goats. All right.
Whips or any kind of BDSM style gear because it is unspeakable excess, the Prince of Pleasure, everything in excess to the point where it is just sheer frightening. That is Slanesh in a nutshell. A little bit bizarre and a little hard to describe sometimes, but as we talk more about the Dark Eldar layer in this video, you'll understand it far, far better and far more than you'd want to. Now you might be thinking, why would anyone ever want to join Chaos? They all look horrifying, screwed up, and just frightening things, right? Well, the thing is that, of course, one, your mind is put into the warp and the Imperium, so you can be easily swayed by chaos demons when they get into your head, especially if you're a psyker. Sometimes regiments of the less mentally strong people, whether they be civilians or, say, low-level guardsmen or conscripts, can be easily swayed by this and become chaos cultists and stuff. Oh my God. And they serve their dark gods and whatever god they personally prefer. However, and this might seem strange, chaos in their own right isn't necessarily evil. See, the warp is every manifestation of emotion and being, every soul, everything of existence. This includes all the good things. All the different chaos gods have another side to their coin. Khorne might be death, murder, slaughter, slaughter, but he's also got this weird sense of survival of the fittest, trial by combat, and honor. Khorne will never lie to you. Khorne will never stab you in the back. Khorne isn't about conniving and scheming. Khorne is about straight up mano-y-mano, you versus me, get in the ring, we're gonna...
What Bricky's trying to say here is that Khorne is fair.
Yes.
Yeah.
Also hate Khorne.
They're using a lot of. All right, story time. So 13 years ago, I was at an event called Hood Slam. Highly recommend it. Best time ever. It's actually going to be going on. This video is going up April 1st, April 4th, in the Opera District in Oakland. Tickets, I think you have to buy them a little. Anyways, this isn't a promotion for Hood Slam, but Hood Slam is this phenomenal event. But while I was waiting for Hood Slam to open, this dude came up to me, and he was like, "The government's trying to kill you with Khorne," and then he was like, "Khorne is the devil," and I was like, "Explain." And he was like, "Well, the Grim Reaper uses a scythe, and that scythe is used for Khorne." And I was like, "Okay." And he goes, "And Khorne is in everything, and you can't stop it." And so I never saw that man again. And maybe it had something to do with me not living in Oakland and me only being in Oakland a couple times. But I like to believe the government knew this man was a truth teller, and they made him disappear, like the Inquisitors do, and like that flag that Bricky showed in the previous video. That's my headcanon. Is that man was disappeared because he was a truth teller. But yeah, I'm
here for it.
Yeah, I think that's the only correct thing. So anyways, Khorne
murder each other hard right now. It may not be a good thing at the end of the day, but it is that other side of the coin. Him and Tzeentch generally don't get along because Tzeentch is that conniving schemer, but he's also about the idea of hope. Where there is change for your predicament. There is change for your problem. The hope of the galaxy, the ability to bend the world to your will, the idea that your fate is not set in stone, but in reality that you control your own destiny and can control it whenever you want. The changer of ways. That is Tzeentch. And of course, like Tzeentch and Nurgle hate each other because while Nurgle does represent stagnation,
I love the
death,
fact
and decay,
that
he also represents finality.
Tzeentch will give you all this power and he'll go do something, and then he's like, "Here's a vision of you dying," and then you're like, "I can like not make that happen," and then you die that way. That's just Tzeentch. That's just what Tzeentch does.
Look, my boy's getting cooked right now, dude.
Ooh. Ending.
The fact that you can be mentally at peace knowing that you will end and how you will end. Fear of the unknown, fear of change is not present with Nurgle.
Favorite fact,
with
one of my
Nurgle,
favorite facts
everything
about Nurgle is that the beasts of Nurgles are like super friendly and just want to be friendly with everybody, but everybody they touch and try to be friendly. It's also really sad, but they touch just like fucking turns into a skeleton.
It's so sad.
Dude, what is like Pixar made a movie about
that this is over. We are all the same, and we will all end the same.
Oh, I mean, we know the meaning, right? Elemental, right? Elemental.
True, yeah.
Like they couldn't touch each other or some shit. And like fire and the plant people, they would always like hurt each other. Yeah. Elemental. That's what it was. Yeah. Pixar did it.
Yeah.
Of life. The meaning of life is to live and die and rot. And with that, it brings peace of mind. Slaanesh is a lot more simple. While they are the excess of emotion, they are also the representation of emotion. Slaanesh embodies happiness. Slaanesh embodies excitement and joy and pleasure.
Like what gives
not only in the sense of the physical, style of pleasure, but also everything else like food and drink and air on your cheek and sunlight, the feeling, emotion, and
how do we get back to Booba?
All of that is also represented with Slaanesh. So you have to ask, why are they always represented as super evil skulls and spikes on everything?
I feel like I
want to murder everybody.
About Chaos Gods. Did he talk about
I don't got an answer for you on that one
twice?
My assumption is that because mentally humans may think worse thoughts, even if we don't act on them, and therefore they're projecting the warp more. That was a little bit weird. I don't know. This is me spitballing right now, but I don't know. You need a super bad guy. You already got the Imperium of Man. You need somebody to be a little bit worse than them. So you got demons. Honestly, who cares? I just want to buy like a bird magician. Look at him. So cool. So combining all this together on the tabletop, Chaos Demons are generally very melee based. They run in, go really hard. You have lots of summoning and conjuring, tons of spells. Generally a little bit frail, but
chariots. This chariot's got
tons of spells. Tons of spells. Once again, this man doesn't play this game. Spells haven't existed Goodbye, Demeki.
They have special saves to make them a little bit stronger. You've got giant demons and smaller demons. You got hordes of little boys and tons of big guys. Demons are as they seem. Demons. Nurgle is slow. Khorne is super scary in melee. You've got Tzeentch, who are far more into psychers and spellcasting, and then Slaanesh, who is all melee, really, really, really fast, but squishy, but in lots of hordes of tons of melee and pain damage, of course. So overall, the demons are a huge part of 40k and a massive threat to almost every single faction, with the exception of a couple. However, the big part about demons is also transferred into the other 9 Primarchs we didn't talk about, which are the Chaos Space Marines.
Do we just walk away now?
And all of his boys, all of them in the Primarchs, they have all also become Chaos Boys, and they all have their own special Chaos Legions, specializing in so many different things.
You know what? I have an idea.
Like the Adeptus Custodes, the Angels of Death.
You know what this is about,
the regular
right?
Space Marines. Chaos Space Marines are a whole lot different than the regular Space Marines. They have the same armor, generally the same training and toughness. They specialize in different kinds of things. And also a lot of them have ascended into greater demons. They're demon Primarchs at this point. Gigantic, horrifying man-demon hybrids.
This is better. This is
way better. Legions they are part of are all kind of going out there and causing a large ruckus for everyone else. Considering the raw strength of a legion of Space Marines, imagine that entire legion just converting to chaos and immediately fighting you. It's generally pretty fun. There's a lot of things like now, but the Emperor's
oh my god.
These people, they are some messed up people. They're just sensory overload, tons of drugs, tons of torture.
Yeah, we should have been doing this the whole time.
And oh god, I am terrified to see what it looks like. He's new on the tabletop because the Emperor's children are not good people. You've got the Iron Warriors, which are kind of like opposite of the Imperial Fists, with Primarch Bravo, I believe is his name. They're Chaos Undivided.
A lot better.
One of the 4. But the Iron Warriors are big on the siege and fortification, and they're basically entirely against the Imperial Fists and a major rival. First Bravo, I believe, is also still alive, and I'm also very interested to see what he looks like, because Demon Primarchs are badass. You've got the Night Lords with Primarch Conrad Kurz. Conrad Kurz is dead, which is good because he's a sick fuck. But the Night Lords are generally about terrorizing people and terrorism. They're generally about fear, and rightly so. You've got the World Eaters with Primarch Angron still alive. Also excited to see Angron. If you think you can go to an angry person, Angron is the angriest son of a bitch you'll ever know. Angron removed parts of his brain that didn't make him angry, so he could be.
There's a lot of misinformation what he just said. I'm gonna correct one thing. I'm gonna not talk about, because he's talking about the butcher's nails and he's already doing it incorrectly. I myself an authority on Angry Ron. His name is actually Angry Ron, and that is the first thing. The second thing is he's a loser. He's the biggest loser in all of 40k.
He's the shortest of all the Primarchs.
He's the shortest of the Primarchs. He's also, once again, the biggest loser. He couldn't even take on Sanguinius after Sanguinius fought Kabanda for like 12 years. Then 10,000 years later, he beats the piss out of a read script, regular Space Marine, just Kabanda. I love your Kabanda. There's a shout out, Kenny Boucher.
Yeah, Kenny Boucher painted this Kabanda.
Kabanda.
But yeah, dude, like 10,000 years later, he beats up a regular ass Space Marine who, by the way, is the oldest Space Marine living. And then he like, oh, beat the shit out of this guy. I'm so good. Meanwhile, his older brother wakes up from a fucking cat nap, walks up, beats his ass with a shield, and that's it, dude. Angron sucks, dude. I'm sorry. Bricky out here talking that like he's like, oh, he's the sickest. No, he's fucking dumb. He's the dumbest. He sucks. Anyways, yo, Bricky, sell me your World Eaters army.
Be angrier. Angron, fucker's mad. You've got a Death Guard with Primarch.
I mean, on to another point too. Mortarian's lost every fucking fight that he's gone up against.
What do you mean? Mortarion beat the piss out of Gilliman.
Yeah, he beat the piss out of Gilliman until the fucking Emperor showed up.
Well, we don't know who that was.
Gilliman's. Come on.
Hey.
Come on.
That's a loose end that's been in a book for about, let me look at this video, 4 years now. so we don't know. We don't know who the hell that is, dude.
Come on.
Just saying we don't know.
I'm just saying Lionel Johnson didn't need daddy's help.
That's right, he didn't. Lionel Johnson is a gangster, dude.
Yeah, dude. That's why he's called L. Johnson.
Listen,
the dick.
I've always been a Dark Angels fan. The problem is everyone around me is also a Dark Angels fan, and so I can't play Dark Angels.
Yeah.
So I'm a Blood Angels fan. But then Sanguinius is dead, so I'll never have a cool centerpiece model because Games Workshop took the one opportunity they had when they were like, let's make a new Sanguinor model, and instead of giving us a killer like Primarch stand-in for Sanguinius in this like image of the Sanguinor and give us something that was like really meaty and amazing, we got just another little lad. But he's still cool. I love him, but he does have that like Zac Efron head, you know, like my man out here fighting for his life, dude. So. Anyways, Briggy, sell me your World Eaters army.
And look at him. Look at him. It's so cool looking. Of course, Nurgle based, obviously. So very slow, but very tanky. You've got the Word Bearers with Primarch Lorgar. Lorgar is, I believe, still alive. I don't know what's up with him.
Mortarion's not slow, first
problems in the beginning. At least I blame them for it.
But,
assholes. Get like, Legion with Primarch Horus.
I think we've established that Bricky knows almost nothing about Warhammer. He's been talking about it for at least an hour.
I mean, because like the Mephitic Blight Haulers also move at a decent speed too. It's just the Plague Marines and the Terminators.
I mean, as a Custodes player, as a person that almost exclusively plays melee armies, let me tell you a secret. All models charge the same distance, baby.
Hell yeah, they do.
That's what I'm saying. So like,
hell yeah, they do. Especially when you need that clutch.
When you charge,
especially when you need that clutch 12-incher.
How does charging an Old World work?
So I absolutely love how Old World works because the first thing you do on your turn. This is how I imagine
Bricky would look at us if we're talking about Old World in his presence.
I know, right? So in Old World, like the first thing you do is you declare a charge. So you do it before you move. So you can't move and charge. And then the way that charging works in Old World is that you take your movement modifier and you roll 2 dice, keeping like the highest, and then you can add a swift stride to it, which is like a cavalry thing to make it faster, and then you add that to it as well.
Sounds great.
So it's essentially like cavalries are like 8. You roll your dice, you add 4 to it, and then you have a swift stride. So then you add like 4 more to a max of something.
All right, let's get back to this Space Marine. Oh my God, we're moving at
Legion with Primarch Alpharius and Chaos. I think. And then finally, you got 1,000 Sons of Primarch Magnus the Nerd. 1,000 Sons also have their own book just with Death Guard. Magnus is also a tabletop model. He looks super cool, as you can tell, and they're all super heavily psyker and have a different theme. They look pretty neat. But overall, with all of these
horn tits.
You can play as a lot of different ones, but the main ones that you can really work at are standard Space Marines, Chaos Space Marines, as well as the Death Guard 1,000 Sons, as they are the most fleshed out, especially on tabletop at least. See this right here. This
the paper's back. The paper's back.
Space Marines. What the thick-headed fools with their broken swords and Emperor fail to understand is that not only can they never defeat us, but they cannot hide or flee or shield themselves from the triumph of chaos. They are finite and we are unbound, undivided. They must not err, or they shall fall to
you can see it where
every Imperial fool who dares to open his eyes is a willing recruit. They strive merely to hold back.
Thus.
Maybe it's the us. It's it's a
the us.
The us. Us.
Thusy.
Our fury and might, and it consumes them. Thus, you can see chaos is inevitable. We lurk not only beyond their grasp and at their gates, we lurk within the darkness of their souls, on the tip of their tongues, in their tortured dreams. We are them, but freed from the shackles of ignorance. We are them, grown strong, evolved. We are them, but so much more. As hardcore as that quote is, the saddest part is they're mostly right. Chaos is basically unkillable. You could probably get rid of Space Marines, a decent amount of the Chaos Space Marines that is, but every soul that dies goes to the warp. Every Chaos soul will end up back in the warp, and depending on how hard you killed them, they will come back at some point. Every demon you banish will return at some point. Chaos is unstoppable. The warp is unending. And while maybe there is at some point some way to stop them somehow, the resources to do so, the requirements to do so, are so far beyond the reaches of man and the other races at the current moment that really it's just an unstoppable force that just keeps on coming and is very, very slow. Chaos is by far the biggest threat. Number of legions are everywhere.
He's crushing us.
So I promise, we're done with
in the arena in the marketplace of ideas right now. Dude.
So let's talk about the Eldar.
We're back.
They're super hyper specialized and very
he does remind
they were as well responsible for the creation of Slaanesh, the newest demon god. How'd they do that? Debauchery on a world-ending scale. See, back in the day, it was just Khorne, Tzeentch, and Nurgle. And the Eldar are very, very ancient.
Scale? Is that
millions
possible?
of years.
Yeah.
These Eldar, however, have a bit of a
the concept is, isn't it, like where like, the Eldar's emotional states are so high compared to humans that like their pleasures are like a million times higher than like humans, and so like that gave energy into they're like all psychers or some shit like that, and so that gave energy into Slaanesh essentially. But they would also
it was like this age of like they hit this like massive age of prosperity thing where it was like AI was like, doing everything was automated, and they basically had UBI, right? And so like but the UBI that like people are like, oh, you know, this is the one where people wouldn't work and they just party and stuff, and that's kind of like what they were doing, not like the actual one like they have in like areas of Alaska, where like people still work, but like you know, it so they just had all this free time, so they would just indulge in pleasure, and so then with their heightened like emotions and whatever I guess they have according to Demeki, that's what birthed Slaanesh. So I'm sure that's exactly what Bricky's saying.
I also
look at those.
I also think, oh damn!
Yeah, I'm doing a leg tier list video. I'm doing a leg tier list video for sure.
It's. I think Eldar is Bricky's favorite army. He's never said anything bad about Eldar ever.
Yeah, no.
I
think he loves them the most.
You're right.
It's like all he talks about.
Last time we hung out, he was like, "I'm gonna start Eldar army."
Yeah, because
he did say that.
I remember he said like they have the best heads in Warhammer.
Yeah, dude, he said, "Please don't tell my fans this."
He did say that. Yeah, he said, "Please don't tell my fans this," and then he also said, "And please don't tell them that if they go back far enough, they can find my Minecraft videos on YouTube." It's right. It predates his League of Legends videos that he has on YouTube. Definitely do not go look up Bricky's League of Legends videos.
In debauchery and going back to their main roots. And so they would segment themselves on these giant craft worlds far in the outer reaches of space. They even had this thing called the Webway. Remember what we mentioned about warp travel with the Imperium? Well, the Eldar had something way safer called a Webway. And the Eldar Webway is actually like a pocket dimension kind of thing. And in that pocket dimension, there were also horrible, depraved groups and clans that would spend there.
Yeah,
if you imagine
what didn't it just come out?
Yeah. X10. So all of this continued.
I'm being summoned. Hold on.
And it bloated until Slaanesh just burst forth. All that emotion, all that mental, thought processes.
Didn't we just explain this?
All of this in such a condensed space.
It's time for
Don't
us
forget,
to
this is all being shot.
Ricky Shapiro.
All their souls as well into the warp. All this depravity right into the warp. So what happened? Slaanesh was birthed and killed off 90% of the entire Eldar population. Untold trillions had their souls ripped from their bodies and their actual fleshy bodies devoured by Slaanesh demons. The entirety of the Eldar race was eaten alive and their souls consumed to the Prince of Pleasure. All of them got fucked up. It was so bad that it literally ripped a warp hole into the fabric of the Materium called the Eye of Terror. That's literally this like quasi-horrifying gateway portal from the Materium and the Immaterium right next to Cadia. And it is horrifying. So this Slaanesh, also known as She Who Thirsts by the Eldar, slaughtered the entire population except for a couple. Those in the craft worlds were actually not affected by this as they were so far in the reaches of the galaxy. That crazy crack that birth of Slaanesh only affected the ones in the center. So these craft world Eldar were able to escape, but Slaanesh got their sights on them. Every time an Eldar will die, their soul doesn't just pass.
Damn, we're still on Eldar?
Straight to Slaanesh.
That's right. I brought back
one of those people in the
Ricky
Webway.
Shapiro,
Well, imagine that giant birth happening, but
so
they were only able to just
in the
barely get a
marketplace
grasp
of
on it.
ideas.
Slaanesh was just barely able to hold on. These people are the Dark Eldar, or also known as the Drukhari. The Eldar population right now is so massively small. It is minuscule compared to any of the other most of the other populations in the universe. The Eldar are consistently having issues trying to get their population up because as their souls are constantly being hungered by from Slaanesh, they realize their entire species is doomed. And they understand it very well. Since the time of the fall, our race has been haunted by in our reckless...
No, this is gonna own. Check it out. This is gonna go crazy. Get ready for Drunk Bricky.
Oh, Jesus.
Pursuit of hedonistic indulgence.
He's trying to read, dude.
Though our dreams once overturned worlds and quenched suns, we are now but fitful shadows clinging to the edge of existence.
White Claw.
All the stars in the sky.
There ain't no laws with the claws.
Spritzers, dude.
Oh my God, that's so true.
Red moon's eye, the birthing place of the great enemy, pulses with all the malice of a demon that is dreaming, casting its shadow over all we have ever done and all
Why is it when I drink alcohol, everyone calls me an alcoholic, but when I drink Fanta, no one tells me I'm fantastic?
This time,
You're
through
always
this place,
fantastic,
and it is clear that the final battle awaits me at the ancient Crone worlds, a conflict the likes of which has not been seen since the Mon-Kai warred amongst themselves and their corpse of a seer fell to his traitorous son, is coming, and all my steps lead towards it, no matter that I walk other paths. I see the stars stained red with the blood of the Mon-Kai, and though their wars do not concern me, I would gladly let them destroy one another. I know that to avoid this fight is to condemn my race to inevitable doom, and though all I see is darkness, I know that I will not flinch from my destiny. And now let's talk about cute plastic models.
Bro, I'm straight up not having a good time.
The first playable race we have for the Eldar are the Craftworld Eldar and living in those Craftworld starships I mentioned earlier. And each of them have their own kind of craft world, almost like a Space Marine Legion. Each craft world is in itself its own special kind of group. And the Eldar themselves are very fast and rely a lot on trickery. They are squishy, a bit weak, but they're very in tune as psychers. Tons of psychers across the entire Eldar population. And
every time
like they legitimately like
extremely hard hitting, but of course rather fragile. Understanding an Eldar's brain.
Well, I mean, they did during Ninth too, but that was just really the Harlequin rules.
Well, that Harlequins, yeah.
Yeah.
But like 10th edition, what's up?
All right, now go on.
I really do believe like Warhammer was getting fucking super big and everyone was hyped for 10th edition, and what killed a lot of the hype was how overpowered Eldar were and how slow they were to like nerf the shit out of it.
I was
because
gonna say,
for like yeah, what's up? No offense.
I was gonna say because like when around the beginning of 10th edition is like right when I started streaming with you guys, and that's when I remember we talked about it and we're like, just no Eldar. It's like no one wants to see it. Everybody knows it's like insane.
You look at like a tournament report and it's just Eldar for like the first 4 things, and then it's just like it's the same thing over and over. I was like, oh, that sucks.
Yeah, it was wild out there.
They do have some cool models.
They are all over the place in confusion and trickery.
Now's my time. I gotta say it now. I played Eldar for 20 years, and I never won a game with them. That's true.
How?
Bro, I didn't learn how to read until I was like 23. And at that point, I only had a couple good years of playing the game after that.
Fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be right.
But like
on a whole galactic scale, they fight weird.
I kind of feel bad though, because like people who were Harlequin mains during like 8th,
really
it's
rely
just
on
like
their species a lot.
Yo, by the way, Harlequins are not their own faction anymore. You're part of Eldar again.
They truly want to not be immediately murdered and slaughtered wholesale, thanks to their entirely small population. However, I must say that it seems like their population is getting slightly better. These craft worlds hold millions upon millions of people, and as they continually, reproduce and have their craft worlds expand, losing a few people in battle, while hurts a lot, they aren't really losing what's extremely precious to them. It's not like every single death means the death of their species. It seems like they're kind of on the upturn a little bit. They're still a doomed race being sucked into Slaanesh every time someone dies, but they are definitely doing a little bit better than they were before. Eldar are fast, cunning, and what they don't make up for in tankiness, they make up for in extremely advanced weaponry. They also call humans Mon-Kai, which is something I mentioned earlier. That is a derogatory slur for humans in the Warhammer world. Why is it called Mon-Kai? Well, it's because you can't, in your game, call people monkeys. On the tabletop, exactly what I said.
Bricky, you need to go watch Shape of Water now. You need to go watch Shape of Water 3 times and Hail Mary, like and 4 rows, like what's it called? What's that thing with the beads that the Catholics do?
Hail Marys. Yeah, you're right. The Hail Marys.
You gotta do a couple of Hail Marys and go watch Shape of Water 4 times after that statement.
And burn at least 4 candles.
Yeah, and well, it's Bricky. He has like 47,000 candles in his house, dude.
They're already lit.
Yeah. They're already lit. So like, go outside and like sage your house after that. I think. Damn, dude.
Look at that face.
Generally pretty squishy. hit like trucks and move at Mach 5. Fast, hit hard, die fast. Exactly how it sounds. They've been good for a very long time too. We bring only death and leave only carry-on. It is a message even a human can understand. Eldar. So, Drukhari. Let's talk about the Dark Eldar.
Oh, today's episode, how fucked up is fucked up. That's fucked up.
So those people I mentioned in the webway, in the super deranged cults, and the
Drukhari are for people who want to dabble in BDSM without actually having to do BDSM.
Hold on to them. So Slanesh has them, but it has them on like by the pinky finger, and they're slowly being consumed by Slanesh. But they found out they can stave her off by doing Slanesh things. The Dark Eldar are by far the worst, most horrifying, disgusting, depraved, and brutal race in all of Warhammer 40k. These are entirely a group of people whose full purpose to save their species from extinction, to go into planets,
transporting Drukhari though is like the worst because of all the damn spikes.
Torture them for 1, 5, 10, 20, a million years, because that torture will keep them from dying. They look very BDSM style too. They definitely have a lot more spiky bits, and they have a lot more of that kind of leathery black look to them. But let's say you are an upstanding Imperial citizen, living life on a regular planet. You get invaded by the Necrons. The Necrons will shoot you with a deatomizer, and you will be destroyed in a millisecond, and that's it.
Yo, welcome
back. Not the worst way to go.
We're on to BDSM.
You are invaded by Chaos Marines or something. You take a bolter shot to the head or a chain sword across your stomach.
So the last video, 10 million views, I get it. Watching this video, about half the views, I get that too. This video, he's really over-explaining a lot, you know?
Yeah.
Do you have wait, Garrett? Do you have ice cream?
It's gelato.
It's gelato.
It's still ice cream. The fifth.
Oh, there's no cream in it if it's gelato, Demeki, you uncultured man.
Shut up.
Jesus Christ.
And you get cut in half. Painful, but not the worst. The Orks arrive. They beat you to death. Hurts, but, you know, whatever. Tyranids, they eat you alive. It's pretty rough.
Hold on, pause that. Hold on. No. You're wrong. It still has cream in it. It just has less cream and more milk. You're wrong.
Yeah, I am wrong. But what does that make you?
An idiot? I don't know. I
thought gelato didn't have dairy in it.
No, it does have dairy in it. Like, dude, what?
So then every like vegan I know that was like gelato's okay.
Maybe they were trying to think of sherbet, because isn't sherbet like?
Wait, are they different?
Yeah.
No, they're not. They're not different.
Yes, they are.
What are the differences between sherbet and gelato?
So gelato is just the Italian name for ice cream, and it's just the it's made with less cream and more milk.
So according to the AI, gelato and
dairy free. Go ahead.
Yeah. Gelato and sherbet differ primarily in their ingredients. Oh yeah, look at that. Gelato is dairy-based Italian ice cream. Okay, yeah. Sherbet is dairy. I was thinking about sherbet. Yeah. I'm not just saying that to save face on the internet.
Where's my apology? Yeah. Where's my apology?
Yeah.
No, I'm joking.
Demeki, I love you. I'm sorry. Fat
I love you
content. Too. Gelato typically has lower fat than ice cream. Oh yeah, usually between 4 to 9%. Okay, and sherbet, due to the absence of dairy, yeah, look at that. They're totally different. Okay. Well.
How can you say that it has a more refreshing texture than ice cream
you pray you die.
Or gelato? Like, that's what AI had pulled up.
Bro.
That's someone's personal opinion.
No, because
that's literally someone's. I don't think sherbet has a better texture than gelato or ice cream. No, especially like, soft serve ice cream.
All right, first of all, no one knows how this shit works, okay? No one knows how the Google AI bullshit works, and it sucks. Okay, we are living in the year of our Lord 2025, worst version of the internet. Period. Remember when you could just type in something and go to images and then click on that image and then make it big?
Yep.
Lost. That's technology of the dark ages. Dude, I don't
look. It all went downhill when we lost Ask Jeeves, all the other search engines, Alta Vista. Like that's when it all went downhill.
Dude, well, I still got an Alta Vista down the street, so I could like go and drive through there and get some milk. All right.
Your life will be endless work and agony, 24/7. They will make sure you cannot
busts out
die
the paper.
as your pain
he's
satisfies
going into story
them.
time mode.
They will hook you up to all manner of torture devices. They will
he's going into college dissertation mode,
like stimuli drugs directly into your nervous system. They will slowly run razor blades across your skin. They will fillet you and just pull out your teeth and your fingernails one by one. They will remove your appendages,
just like having kids, man.
And wait for it to grow back so they can do it again.
What, the incubator?
The mandrake.
And torture
mandrake?
and
Yeah,
use the R word that rhymes with
grape,
your entire family in front of you and do the exact same thing to them. You yourself will also be rhymes with grape anywhere and everywhere possible. And this will occur for...
Brother.
Grapes? Was he talking about grapes?
Yeah.
20 years until you are no longer satisfying to them. And then you will be contorted, crushed, and twisted into some form of trophy. A fleshy trophy, or a ring, or a couch, or a TV stand, or perhaps a wonderful hat, while you are, of course, still alive and breathing. And you will become a moaning, fleshy trophy for eternity. And that is what happens when you are taken by the Dark Eldar. They are the most depraved, most horrifying race in all of 40k. They look the part, and they do it so they all don't die. They are literally forced to do this, because if they don't, Slaanesh's grip will get harder, and they will have their souls pulled away. So long as they keep doing this, Slaanesh is like, you're doing good, man. You're doing solid. You keep that shit up, you elf-eared bastard.
What is that accent? Demeki? Demeki? Get his ass. Get his ass.
Oh my god. Hold on, play it again. I gotta hear it again. Hold on. Play it again.
They're forced to do this, because if they don't, Slaanesh grip will get harder, and they will have their souls pulled away. So long as they keep doing this, Slaanesh is like, you're doing good, man. You're doing solid. You keep that shit up. You
so this is maybe this is just maybe he's doing an audition for, maybe he was like trying to do some voice acting audition, maybe as an invincible character, maybe.
Do you remember Always Sunny in Philadelphia, where they're in the cruise ship and the ship is sinking and they do the fucking voices and Dee's doing the voices? That's what I'm thinking of right now.
That's the Dark Eldar. That's the Drukhari. They are horrible. On the tabletop, they're actually kind of like Eldar, but more extreme. They are even squishier than the Eldar, but they hit generally even harder. Fast attacks, skirmishers,
and
really
you still
quick,
lose.
Speedy, like get around and do a lot of damage, get away. That's most of the Dark Eldar. Look up the definition of grim dark in a dictionary. You'll find a picture of the Dark Eldar. And Sev from Republic Commando. A quote from Mr. Vect.
Paper time.
We are the lords of despair, masters of terror. Dread and agony are our meat and wine, and they are plentiful indeed.
You know, I kind of feel bad for Drukhari players, because like their range is like way smaller too than most other armies.
Dude, they have one of the coolest.
The Harlequins are.
Yeah, we can just skip Harlequins. They're no longer part. Like they're not their own faction anymore. Just skip it.
They're like a weird mix of Sandor.
This didn't age well.
They're following me. The bugs.
The bugs.
Tyranids.
Oh yeah,
now,
we're on the
you
Zerg.
want something a lot more fun, a little more simple than all
totally
this
different.
crazy Eldar shenanigans? Let's talk the.
Yeah, totally.
You know, he also
do they look like Zerg.
He doesn't have Votan. Should we at the end of this quickly do Votan? A Dicecheck exclusive. Yeah, we can do Votann for the people at home.
We can do Votann
for sure.
Hell yeah, they look like Zerg. You want to know why look like Zerg? Because they were actually supposed to be what Zerg were. Fathomable proportions. These are giant, extremely bio-advanced hive mind organisms that are basically all about absorbing as much biomass as they possibly can to evolve and mutate to be extremely potent and powerful and kill anything in their path. They are probably the least
Ricky was just talking about something that wasn't entirely true.
Because all they want to do
maybe
is
potentially
they want to om-nom-nom the entire galaxy. They hangry and we food. Also, this Tyranid hive mind has a presence in the warp. In fact, Tyranids in their own right have a massive presence in the warp. They have a thing called the shadow in the warp specifically, where when they are coming in to invade a planet, they have this weird ability to kind of cut off the warp on all the psychers on that planet. And how do you get help across the stars? Well, you need the warp because you need that for interstellar travel. So with people unable to call for help from the Tyranids, these are just easy pickings. And an entire giant Tyranid hive fleet comes out of
the Tyranids is the end game. That's what's going to save every race in 40K.
And turning them
because they'll shut the warp. They'll shut the eye, right?
Advanced monsters.
So you got the eye of the warp, right? That's going on right now.
All based on what is important.
Thinking of the eye of the warp, but you know what I'm saying? Like you got all these holes. Yeah, the Eye of Terror, like the you got all these unstable warp rifts going on right now, right? And the Nids can control the warp, right? So then you gotta figure out how to use that to control the warp, and then the Necrons are trying to figure out how to use their, bio shit in order to get bodies back. So like Nids might be the end game of 40K.
I don't think you know what you're talking about.
No, I don't, but I'm still saying it.
I think the Necrons legitimately would destroy all living things, essentially, because they have the black pylons that can control like the warp, and then
but they want human or not human. They want organic tissue again, right? Isn't that like one of the things that they want back because they're slowly all losing their minds?
Necrons are two away. We'll find out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tiny little Ripper swarms for scouting and having little dudes eat people up, to the Hormagons, Termagants, and Gene Stealers, all the way to the Hive Guard and the Exocrines and the Swarm Lord, to Hive
Everything looks like dicks.
and their giant battle fleets, and even something as crazy as the Hierophant Bio Titan. The Tyranids come in all forms and sizes depending on what they require. They're extremely good at anti-biological weaponry. There is no
what about me? Man, y'all just
do you even have level 24
strong armor, carapaces and such. Tyranids are nice.
Did you just do like one mission with us?
And are really spooky when it comes down to how they handle all of their genetic material.
I played it. I beat the game.
They keep
we had so much fun.
Horrifying organisms
let's play it again,
spread across the galaxy. And you want to know the most terrifying part
let's just start uploading.
We might be surrounded. There have been like around 6 or 7 Tyranid hive fleets.
Guys, hiatus is over.
All these different
We're now a React channel,
and they've all arrived in the galaxy from different points. Different sections of the Milky Way galaxy have had different Tyranids come through. And that is horrifying. Because as far as we know,
they already announced Space Marine 3
on all sides.
Yeah, I'm excited, man.
The only reason you may not hear a whole lot about Tyranids is because it's a little bit hard to have a bunch of story off of one hive mind genocidal monsters. All these giant bugs swarming in, killing and eating everybody and evolving. I mean, it's cool. There are some cool characters, Swarm Lord, Old One Eye. You can't really have a whole bunch of major character-based stories around them. As awesome as they are, they're simple. They want to eat you. They want to eat you and absorb your biomass. They are simple bugs. If you want something a little more complex,
I forgot what was the name of because I read the Leviathan book.
Hell, you were reacting to Bricky.
I can just sit on my balls.
Gene Stealer cults are a special brand of Tyranid that can slowly infect themselves into different kinds of society, and by infecting
Gene Stealer, the only reason I say that
to where they all pray and believe
so that they
in these regular humans pray and believe into their Tyranid hive mind gods. And these brood lords and I think they're called patriarchs all can turn an entire world all based into gene stealers. And these are called gene stealer cults. An entire hive world of the Imperium can be turned into nothing.
Man, I was trying to do a hot dog and inning and I only got to 3 because I started drinking more than I was eating.
And screwing with their genetic code a little bit. They also have this Max look, which is really neat. They are definitely one of the bigger threats to the Imperium besides Chaos. I keep saying biggest threat to the Imperium.
Dude,
they're up there
we guys can do Space Wolf
you,
models.
dingus, stepped on a bug in middle school. Asshole. There is a
I showed it to him.
Squiggly. This is cancer. You know what else is cancer?
I think there's supposed to be a comma there.
This abomination has thought and purpose that functions
I fucking love the fact that there's squigglies in this
scale. And all we can do is to try to stop the swarms of bioengineered monsters it unleashes upon us by instinct. We have given the horror a name to salvage our fears. We call it the Tyranid race. But if it is aware of us, it must know
all I could think about whenever I saw it squiggly was the
Tyranids.
Leonardo DiCaprio meme where he's like,
but I think as cool as the Orks.
Jump super fast.
Orks. I fucking love orcs. So yes, the green
loves
monsters,
orcs, does not play them.
The green skins. These orcs, they are in fact a race in 40k. The orcs are as exactly what you expect them. They have archaic weapons. They're big boys. They have
Garrett's
axes,
favorite orc
and they have
story?
big old teeth, and they want to kill everything.
So my favorite orc story is this orc who had a favorite gun.
Oh.
Well, he lost his gun, travels back in time, kills himself, and takes his favorite gun back. Dude, best story. This is the best story.
Now, see,
I thought he ended up having 2 copies of the gun at that point too because he found it.
Yeah.
I bet you Bricky's not even talking about it.
And there are so many of them. The only reason they haven't taken over the entire galaxy is they can't stop murdering each other. Orcs are so cool. Orcs don't have philosophy. Orcs don't have existential crisis. What matters is who's the biggest orc. You listen to that guy because he the biggest orc. He big orc. Big orc knows best. You win through the power of imagination. Of all the races I have battled throughout the galaxy, the orc is the hardest to comprehend. They wage war with machines that should not work, care little for strategic gains, and are just as likely to slaughter each other as the enemy. How does one battle an enemy that defies all logic? As an orc, you're enjoying life. You're enjoying the life you're given. Your whole life and job and purpose is to get up and beat each other to death because you can. The biggest orc is the man who understands everything. He is the boss. And orcs have this really weird, like, big, dumb, stereotype British accent.
Wrong.
Which is just hilarious.
Wrong.
It's Scottish, isn't it?
No, it's Cockney. They have a Cockney accent. Now you may be saying, "Oh, it's like a British." No, it's completely different, dude. It's like somebody that speaks Creole, right? Like an American and an American that speaks Creole or Creole American are 2 different people. Like they live among us and no one knows what they're talking about, and that's how Cockney rhyming folks are.
To me.
I got the actual definition for you. You're ready for it?
Yeah.
The Cockney accent is a dialect of English traditionally spoken by working class Londoners, particularly in the East End, and known for distinctive pronunciation, rhetoricy, and use of rhyming slang.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, instead of being like, the one that they always use is like, "Oh, go down the apples and pears." Because that means like go down the stairs, and like that's the only one everyone knows.
You fight. You like to fight. Your whole purpose is to fight. You wage war because you want to wage war. You got your boss over there, and you better listen to the boss, because if you don't listen to the boss will squish you and make you an example for the other orcs. And then you can't fight because orc dead. And orc dead can't fight because the orc dead. Orcs. They scrap together machines out of parts that don't make any sense, and because they believe, they have the mental imagination that machine will run. It'll run. If that machine's out of gas, you're driving that machine with your fellow orcs, and the biggest orc is behind you. You run out of gas. Some orc behind you, like, oh, Zog, we're out of gas. And the big orc
will react to the reaction of the reaction.
That's the best.
If we were, you did do.
Is you know for a fact, Bricky's gonna go like, oh, I can't watch this because if I watch this and I react to it, that's what they want, right? Like that's the problem. And so, but he's gonna do it at some point, and when he does it, and he gets to this part, he's gonna go like, those muffins. Oh, those guys, they got me. and like, dude, because then he's going to be reacting to us, reacting to him, reacting to Warhammer content.
What if we did a reaction of that reaction?
Exactly.
Dude, it's never.
What should the title for this video be? It should be, I think I'm just going to put for Bricky.
It'll be like Dicecheck's back. Reacting to a Minecraft streamer talk about Warhammer.
There we go.
This will be in the video. So
do that, and then you turn the fucking mech back on, and it works again. Does it have gas? Probably not, but it works. The power of imagination. They paint things red because it makes them think they goes faster. They paint things purple because it's the sneakiest color. You want to know why? You ever seen a purple orc? Didn't fucking think so. Orcs are also like ancient.
I love the TikTok video of like the orc that's like la la la, and he's just painting his bike purple and just manages like
Now they're just orcs and they're big dumb and they smack things, but they're pretty spooky. They're not very well armored, but they hit really hard, and it's called the Green Tide because there are so many orcs. There are about as many orcs as there are Tyranids, maybe more, who knows, but they keep on, murdering each other, so it's not too bad of an issue. Orcs are entirely comic relief. Their stuff is slapped together that makes no sense. Their vehicles don't work the way they're supposed to, but they work because they think it works, because they imagine
I heard this may not be true. I heard from a reputable source. Orcs care only about who is the biggest orc, and they will follow the biggest orc. And then if they want to be the biggest orc, they'll challenge the biggest orc. And then when they go and they issue a WA is just war in orc, they murder everybody and everything in this giant tide of green orcs who are just excited to be hitting something. They don't care. Quick question, guys. Is it cringy to yell WA at a tournament?
No.
That they're hitting Eldar or the Imperium.
Wait, hold on. What about Garrett didn't say anything. Garrett didn't say anything. You didn't say anything.
Orcs.
So what?
All right.
Yeah, go ahead, Atesh. I'll tell you about. I had a dream, and I will tell you guys this dream at a later point.
It's
go ahead.
A little cringy.
It's a little cringy.
It's a little cringy.
So
okay,
but like,
I've always
each their own, right? Cringe is cool.
Okay,
bringing it back with a track in the year 2025. Cringe is cool. Not for me. But for others, it's cool.
So I've always wanted to make like an orc army that's all like dressed up in like suits with top hats and monocles. And then so when I was playing orcs, I would be a very high class citizen, like, oh, this is a wog. I shall call it the wog, good sir. And like that's just the whole aesthetics of the wog, that they're like highbrow
wog.
And then but then when you get to like the final match at like LVO and you're in like the final game, then you just fucking rip off your suit and your monocle and you go full orc.
That's good. That's a good bit. Awesome. See, now you earned it at that.
Yeah.
Coin flip, and they're really fun.
I think my personal opinion, I think all armies should have some type of call. So you just hear people screaming throughout the tournament.
Yeah, maybe that's what they kind of thought stratagems were going to be, which is kind of crazy, but
someone who plays orcs and is ever a bad guy or that guy.
I do love listening to orc stratagems.
Kind of fun
all right, so for 2 CP, I would do Big Stompa here.
Yeah,
just those things are so funny. You're like
completely submitting yourself to RNG. So here's the thing. Guardsmen, Imperial Guardsmen, when they shoot, they roll a dice, and on a 4 up, they'll hit their target. They have a 50% chance. Space Marines, pretty good. They hit on a 3 or higher because they're well trained. Adeptus Custodians, they hit on 2s because they're just super well trained. Orcs, they hit on a 5 or higher. But if they roll a 6, they get to make another shot with anything. From the dinkiest pistol to the biggest rocket launcher. It doesn't matter. Half of their stuff will blow.
This is not aged well.
One of their medics, if you roll a 1 to heal someone, you fuck up your surgery and just kill them. They're so wacky and silly. But the thing is, if you roll well, you roll high, and you keep rolling high, you are going to crush people. And if you don't, you lose.
Sorry, guys.
And that's what you get when you play orcs. That's what happens when you play orcs. It's a coin flip, which is why you can't be a salty bitch when you play orcs, because things won't go your way.
You
just roll the dice, you're playing a dice game. But if you're gonna have fun and you want to be stupid and you want to be silly, you're gonna. But on the opposite side of the fun part of this, let's talk about the Necrons.
All right, I'm gonna go to sleep now.
The Necrons are spooky, scary skeletons and very grimdark again. They have a much more fleshed out lore than before. Back in the day, they were just undead Egyptian space terminators, and they still look that way, but now they actually have a so way back in the day, you had the Necron tier.
You guys didn't play when they shifted into Necrons to be actually like Necron tiers, right?
So the Necron tier were this race of
I only started playing during
kind of shitty
into 8th
people. Not because they were personally shitty.
I heard there was like a big in the community, like a rift between them, like being kind of like
radiation and a terrible planet they lived on, and everything just really sucked. Being a Necron tier was just really depressing. They really were looking for immortality. They were extremely reliant on the hope that they would eventually find the key to living forever and just stave off this horrible nature that they were thrust upon them, and therefore they could become the most dominant race in the galaxy. And they found this group. They're called the Old Ones. Imagine them kind of like the Forerunners in Halo or the Xel'Naga in StarCraft, right? These Old Ones were these strong, pretty much omnivorous.
Forerunner kind of looking towers.
And they, of course,
you kept saying
immortality. So the Necrons went to them and said, please, show us your ways. And the Old Ones said, piss off. Not really. They were a lot more humble about it, but they did not want to share their secret of immortality with the Necrons. The Necrons, of course, took this very well and waged war with them, kind of under this united banner. The Necron different dynasties didn't really like each other, but under this one man, the Silent King, he thought the best way to unite his race was to do this giant war with the Old Ones out of spite for them keeping the secret of immortality to them. This was
he did not talk about Gork and Mork
in heaven, and this is actually like a multi-stage war, because during this war in heaven, they discovered the Star Gods, a whole new race of people known as the Catan. These Star Gods were also very much like Old Ones, almost omnipotent beings, and they too had the key to immortality. And so the Necrons went to them and said, hey, can you help us?
The Catan.
Can you help us kill these Old Ones, you, the Catan? And the Catan said, yes. In fact, we can help provide you with the immortality you so desperately seek. So the Silent King of the Necrons decided to make a pact with the Catan to allow them to accept this generous gift of immortality upon them. But this, of course, had been a horrendous trap, and the Necrons were dragged in chains to this biotransference where their flesh was stripped from them, replaced with nothing but a metal hollow shell, as their souls were ripped from their body and fed to the Catan. And the Catan fattened up. They got chonk on the souls of the Necrons. As this was their plan all along, they consumed the flesh and souls of the Necron tier and turned them all into unwilling robotic slaves just to serve their will. And then with their new-founded Necron army, they pointed their guns at the Old Ones, and the Catan continued their domination of the stars and their genocide, complete and full genocide of these Old Ones. The old ones did their best to stave it off. They even created other races, the Eldari and the Orks, to try to fight off the horrifying Necron army and the Catan above them. But there was absolutely no possible chance for them. And the old ones were absolutely extinguished across the galaxy. Their entire race completely
I don't think this art piece is from that.
Full on 100% genocide. However, during all this, the Catan,
those are good legs,
infatuated with their victory, started fighting each other for fun, for sport, and for small differences. Doesn't matter. The Catan, with these overpowered people, they're going to eventually hit each other at some point. And as they began just menially fighting each other, the Eldari and the Orks actually started pushing on the Catan's borders a little bit, giving them a little bit of a run for their money. And as this continued, this is when the Silent King, who retained his consciousness, decided to leap into action and start a full-scale revolt against their Catan masters. And this revolt was bloody, as the entire Necron army was surged off to destroy these star gods. They were able to, just after suffering horrendous losses, were able to turn the tide of the war. And they took these Catan and they blasted them. Because as these star gods are unkillable, they were able to break them into thousands of shards and entrap them in giant stasis vaults to now actually be slaves to the Necrons. And with the Necrons having the entirety of their old gods enslaved to them, they realized that soon their race was about to be attacked by the overcoming new races, the Eldari and the Orks. And so what they did is they retreated into giant stasis tombs in order to preserve their energy and their strength for when one day they would be reawakened and they would be able to rule the galaxy that was rightfully theirs. And then some dingus Adeptus Mechanicus guy diddled with a green console, and now the Necrons are back and they see all these primitive races on their lawns and they think, get the fuck off of it. The Necrons are back, super advanced, and they are here. Necrons are back and they see all these primitive races on their lawns. And they think, get the fuck off of it. The Necrons are back, super advanced, and they are here to reclaim the galaxy that they so rightfully believe is theirs. Now, at tabletop, they're a lot like that. Tons of undead Egyptian skeleton robots that when they die, they just get right back up because they keep on reanimating. Hard to kill, tons of crazy stuff. You can use the Catan themselves as units to fight.
Do they still do that?
Pretty cool.
Yeah, they still do that.
Necrons are one of the three major events in 40K.
They used to be so good
the
at that,
Horus
then they
Heresy,
said, no,
the
too
Fall
much.
of the Eldar, and the Awakening of the Necrons are all pretty substantial events. And the Necrons themselves are pretty dang cool as well. Here's a good quote. Wonderful Dawn of War game. Lucky creatures, as long last you have found the tranquility of death. I was like you once.
Wait, hold up. He has a phone right now. Our man, upgrade.
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 It was paper, and he's like, I'm done killing trees.
Deep in these catacombs, I was remade. Here, my brethren slumbered for eons while the living grew like weed. My Lord in this day would come. He had plans for us all. We would purge this world once more. So come, poor victims of life. We will grant you tranquility in these crypts. Kronos will be a tomb world once more. Necrons are also smug. Trace in the Infinite especially.
No wonder
dickhead. But speaking of dickheads,
folks to be like,
last
this is
race,
how you learn about Warhammer.
Let's talk the Tau.
We made a fucking Wookiee.
The exact formation of the Tau Empire is not entirely understood. However, a long time ago, many thousands of years ago, in the 40K world that is, some Imperial navigation vessels were going around through different areas, and they saw a primitive race, blue people, smacking each other with sticks and stones.
Yeah, the Tau.
Yeah. Dumb Xenos race, who gives a shit, and they bailed. Then this giant warp storm occurred right in that major area, unable to be reached. Then, once that warp storm 6,000 years later subsided, hello, those little sticks. Well, they decided to actually have no war of any kind and all just unite together under one flag of the Tau Empire. And now they have gigantic starships and Gundam robots and lasers and railguns and mechs, and they are here to ruin your day for the greater good. That is generally the Tau Empire. They have this kind of feeling of this homogenous group. All species can go underneath the banner of the greater good. The greater good is their idea of the fundamental increase and help of all. In fact, they are most likely the most like the Covenant in Halo, where they have the overarching prophets, being the ethereals, who are actually kind of dicks and like to pull at strings a little bit, but then you have all these different races directly underneath them, and they all work together in this big group as this large, foreboding race that tries to spread their weirdly pseudo-religious influence across the galaxy. The alien is not intrinsically evil.
Papers back.
Hate him.
Downgrade.
Him, his ignorance.
I'm at downgrade.
His differences and equate
Why did he
him
right
with his
click and like
inadequacies.
Yeah, what's going on?
Only then will he accept his place.
That's about as skilled as the editing of this video.
That is generally the Tau. And if you're kind of wondering like what their mainly shtick is, well, they're all about big robots and mechs. They have laser rifles and rail guns. They got giant mechs with tons of missile pods and heavy rail rifles and rail guns and burst cannons and ion accelerators and void shields and all this stuff. And like, that is generally what the Tau's all about. But you're probably thinking,
I think it's only the crisis
Bricky,
suits.
This doesn't sound that evil. This doesn't sound very grim, dark Warhammer. And you'd be right. The Tau Empire really don't have that much of a horrifying, grim, dark style like everybody else. They're much more younger, new age thing. In fact, they're probably a lot less evil and a lot even better than they are now back in the day, because they liked having like that good guy faction. But a lot of us who really like the dark, depressing style of Warhammer didn't really like it that much. So, see, the Tau get a lot of hate, and a lot of that hate isn't necessarily unjustified. It's mainly from a tabletop perspective, but as you can see from all the
my justification for hating Tau was
they lack that super dark.
I played against them and got shot off the board in turn 1, and I was like,
they don't have the weird kind of like grungy stuff that Orks do, and the Necrons and the Eldar have their own style as well. The Tau,
I mean, they're good at it. They're good at it.
A bad thing, it does definitely not fit too well. There's that. There's also the tabletop problem. In tabletop, Tau are horrible at melee combat, but exceptionally good at ranged combat. So they blast everyone from really, really far away, and they have a million rules to make it so that it's nearly impossible for you to get into melee combat. So it basically just forces you to bottleneck the game into one specific gameplay style, which is gun to gun. And if you're doing gun to gun, they're going to win every time because of the Tau. And Tau are really damn good at shooting. So it's one of those things that make the Tau generally rather hated, and a lot of different reasons for that.
I don't even think he brings up the crew.
This is actually one of the things I wanted to end this video with, is that the Tau, while they have their issues, you should not be discouraged from playing them. I'll make plenty of Tau weeaboo jokes, of course I will, but it's all generally in good fun. Anyone who legitimately doesn't want you to play a faction is an idiot, and you shouldn't be giving them the time of day. You pick what you think is cool and what you like. In Warhammer, especially now, factions get better and they get worse. They grow and then they fall. You should only be playing what you think is cool. You like the look, you like the models. If you're talking tabletop, that is what you should be going for every time, is what you think is badass, because things change all the time. But the universe of Warhammer has so much going for it. Every faction has something interesting.
I'm mad.
Every character has a story, and there's a million stories.
We kind of blitzed
the universe
through the Tau
is vast and exciting, and while it's dark, depressing, and horrible,
he mentioned something that they have like collective of other races.
Everything I've told you in these two videos is
hey, pause real quick. Pause. All right, so there was a new edition called Votann.
Yeah.
So we'll put an edit here for Mr. Brickster. So essentially, Votann are space dwarves, like simple. So they're space dwarves. Essentially, they're all like human descendants, but they're like mutated because of extreme environments they live in. I believe they're all clones, actually. And I think an AI like controls their society.
$42.
There you go.
The low price of $42.
Is that just one model for $42?
For the champion,
named model.
Champion.
Okay.
That thing is like less plastic than anything else.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's a small lad.
Sits shorter than a Space Marine.
It's way more space. It's like half the size of Space Marine.
But they technically count as Xenos. If you play them, we're going to hit you with real facts. If you play them, there's only one model you want, and it's this. It's called the Sagittar. It's got great shooting.
I think bugs.
This thing fucks hard.
So actually, if you go back, they also have like the robots. So on your left, go down the kill team right there. Click on that. There is models on there. They have like robots. Where are they at? Like the heads right there. You see the heads? Yeah. If you go down one, the head. Yeah. You know who else has heads like that? Adeptus Mechanicus.
Oh, yep.
Their robots. And you know what else has that head? The new Thousand Sun model.
Oh no! Shared design language. We can't have that.
But apparently, like they're like traders, and they trade with like not traders, but they trade with like the Imperium and stuff like that.
And they got these dudes that are feisty dwarves that they got the double fist going down, $62.
They're like, hey, let's try to make Space Slayers from Warhammer Fantasy. This is like their best.
Well, you also got to remind everybody too that they did exist before. They weren't called the League of Votann though; they were called Squats.
Allegedly,
that's a derogatory
term.
I love their fucking shaman guy, dude.
Oh yeah, where's he at?
I think he looks cool right there. Down
right here, yeah,
right
the
there,
Grimnir.
the Grimnir.
What a cool dude.
It's like floating on the rocks. It's so cool.
Can we get a side shot of? Ooh, that's so dope. What a great model.
He's such a cool model.
So, Bricky, you missed one. Couple years late, brother. Actually, 4 years ago. Didn't they get revealed 4 years ago, April 1st? 5 years ago, April 1st? When did the Leagues of Votann get announced?
2022, I think.
2022, 3 years. Okay. You get off the hook this time, Brickster. You get off the hook this.
So now he has to do a part 3, and he has to figure out how to talk about League of Votann.
Yeah,
for an hour.
Part 3, we're waiting, so Dicecheck can react. Okay, bro.
Many of us are so into this.
Let's wrap this up.
The series and why we like it so much, because
she looks like a Star Wars
so
villain.
much variety, she's expansive universe, and so much that can be done. You can find yourself having a pretty great time. Thank you so much for watching.
Anyways, don't forget. Wait, hold up! Don't forget. Don't forget Gamer Subs. Yeah. Code Bricky 420, I believe. Or I think it's
actually
Muscle.
So before we leave, what were you guys' favorite legs? I'm gonna start. I love the skeleton legs. I thought those were pretty fitting for what he was trying to go for.
Oh, I was actually gonna do a whole leg tier list, but I'll save that for a different video. But I think the best legs are the Necron legs.
The skeleton legs.
These ones, because there's something about just this is just a good time. What about you, Demeki?
I guess I would have to say the little anime legs around Tau.
Oh, of course.
Hold on, no, go to Drukhari. Where were the Drukhari legs? Let me take a look at those.
There had to
were like some type of BDSM leg.
They were like a little Santa elf legs, I think.
Yeah, they were Santa elf legs.
Oh, lame. Actually, I don't even think he had legs for Drukhari.
Yeah, he didn't. Look at that. He had Santa elf legs.
Missed opportunity.
Yeah.
Could have been lots of latex and spandex.
Make sure you check twitch.tv/Bricky. Go to Bricky Merch or Orchid8. And hey, go check out his Patreon. He's a small creator. Make sure you help him out. He's been so great letting 5.9 million people react to his content. Wonderful.
Do you give us the top 3 comments?
Oh, the top 3 comments.
Oh yeah. Let's do the top 3.
Blood for the Blood God, Skulls for the Skull Throne. I think you forgot the most important one. Milk for the Cornflakes. Sick. We're gonna like that. We're gonna like this one too. There will be a few incorrect. Oh, I should have read this. Kind of an asshole.
No, dude, take this and do it as like a statement before the video, like as like a warning, a disclaimer at the beginning of the video.
No, I'm just. What did we just?
Here's an understatement.
We just said that, dude.
Full send.
He's gonna be all right, folks. Thanks for watching. Dicecheck again after our hiatus.
Yeah, we'll send another video in like who
4
knows
years. Yeah. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.